Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into round number 1 of the 2026 Underground RC Supercross Championship, live here in MX Simulator. I am Kellen Brower, your host, joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Andrew Wood in the booth to call the action of round 1 of the most intense MX Simulator Championship on the planet. We are back for 2026. We are ready to call a fantastic championship. We also have a new 450 champion. We'll talk about that here in our quick pre-show leading into tonight's racing. But first and foremost, it's just good to be back and calling the racing, eh, Wood?
So good to be back. I've missed this. I've missed you guys. We did a SMX, had a little teaser there, and then, back in action and full Supercross series. Let's go.
Full Supercross series. We're in for all 17, ready to call this action for you guys week after week. We'll be live here on that Start Your Systems YouTube channel and over on Twitch. So follow us on either one, whichever you choose. It's happy that you're just here to watch the racing action. Of course, tonight is Anaheim 1. This is the one that all the riders have been focused on for the entire offseason since the playoffs ended. They've been looking forward to this race. Qualifying going down right now. We'll talk about that in a second. But look, you and I, we have both raced this race several times over. You want to make the main and you want to do good at the opening round.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't make the main too many times, but there was like a 2-year streak there where I did. But yeah, I mean, we've seen it before, a championship. We've seen guys on 250s just instantly like give up and like, I don't know, have struggle qualifying, or 450 drop down and they're just over it. So it's super big deal for these guys to get off to a hot start, get yourself in the main. Don't worry about where you finish after that. Just get in the main. You don't want to start in a points deficit. We'll talk about the championship leaders and the guys that we're really looking for to kind of take this thing. And those are the ones you're going to have your eye on, of just having a clean heat race, getting through and surviving Anaheim 1. It's what a lot of guys want to do in real life, and more so here where it's a little bit more up in the air, it feels like sometimes.
Well, certainly in the 450 class, long season, of course, and there's been champions that have won this series with missing main events. That's how tumultuous it can be in MX Simulator Pro Racing competition. But the 250 class, 250 West, kicking off here tonight as well, very similar to how it runs in real life. They're going to have a 10-round series, the 17 rounds of 450 Supercross. Different ball game there. You don't want to start off on the wrong foot here. A win would be huge, but leaving with good points is massive towards a championship run in the 250 West division.
Yeah, we've seen guys like that. I think it was Rasmus Balzer recently last year or something, had one really bad race right off the rip, and it's like, dude, you've only got 6 or 7 rounds to like kind of get it together, and it's tricky, man. You gotta start hot, and Anaheim 1 is nervous. I mean, I'm kind of nervous right here. We've been doing this for how many years? And just lining up on the gate, your palms are sweaty. It is honestly really nerve-wracking. This track looks sick, by the way. Look at that. Look at those American flag. Oh, my gosh. Beautiful. Can't wait to be there with you this weekend, too.
Well, let's talk about the racetrack that these guys will be lining up on here this evening. Here's an overhead view of the Anaheim 1 track that we'll be watching these guys go to battle on tonight. You obviously saw a preview lap if you were here early enough to see our little preview lap and showcase the racetrack. But first and foremost, Andrew Wood, what stands out about this racetrack for you?
Oh, 3 pretty long rhythm sections and a long whoop section, high speed into like a 353. That kind of reminds me of, you would know the year when it's in the same spot actually at Anaheim 2, when Jet went over the bars and landed into the 353 after the whoop section.
Oh, yeah, 2020.
Yeah, a lot of just high speed, gaining a lot of speed there, and these guys are clicking gears. So, but the rhythm sections on the far right, far left of your screen, and even the very top of your screen look really tricky. Some big lines in there. I think we're going to see a couple quads from the 450 guys. You were seemed like you had to let off to not hit some of them. So I think when we get these pros out there, they're going to start taking it over, and the sand section should be fun. But a lot of long rhythm sections, and then in the inside of the track, a lot of really short back and forth sections where maybe you can take advantage of having some corner speed, some big bull corners and stuff like that. So this track seems to have it all.
Yeah, it's all over the place. First turn complex over the backside of a berm, which is always unique to see how these guys fare with that. Obviously, it's tough to get uphill traction when you're trying to turn really tight on the inside line and get a good start. So we may see some chaos there a little bit tonight. Obviously, inside lines will be priority, but then you have that angle coming out of the first corner that will be tough. Also, that turning rhythm section in the back end of the first Supercross triple could be tricky. We have a split section in the sand here, a split section coming into a tunnel jump. And I will say, if we actually go back to this tunnel jump here for just a second, I tried I tried a couple times to double off the left side and then step up onto the tunnel and off, and I couldn't do it, but that does not mean that some of these guys will not actually have that figured out at some point tonight. Down into the home plate section, then the longest rhythm section on the track, a lot of different options through there. Some guys will go inside on off and then 3-3. Some guys outside triple on off and then 3-3 as well. We might see a couple quads in there. The lone whoop section into a 3-5-3, and particularly this 3-5-3 is really tight after the end of the whoops, and the last whoop is pretty big too. So to get down into this pocket and still be able to 3 into the corner, gonna be tricky for guys to nail consistently lap after lap. Then we charge back down the start straight into the final corner before this finish line jump over that finish line jump, take the lead on lap number 1 underneath the tunnel jump, the Underground Supercross tunnel jump. Step on, step off options through there, or double table over single. The second Supercross triple on the track and back into the first turn complex through that Stats Guy Hole Shot Award. That is a look at the Anaheim 1 track here tonight in MX Simulator.
Dude, it's gonna be gnarly. You said it in this first corner right here, turning up and over it. But maybe if you get like a outside line or you push out, if you can double off that triple, who knows? I mean, with the 450 class, those were always some of my least favorite sections when there is. I do think it's awesome and it uses the track really well, but when you're jumping over a berm like that into a rhythm, you're so used to hitting the rhythm from the actual track that it's like weird. You're only doing it, once a race, and these guys don't have a lot of time to practice on it. So you end up getting a good start. That's a really scary thing to have to do right off the rip, leading into, if you're leading the field around in the first heat race of the year. So this track's going to be, I think it's going to be awesome. Turning rhythm sections. We got sand. We got over-unders. This track literally feels like has it all.
It has it all, and it's going to be fantastic to watch as we come back in studio here with you guys just for a minute. Kellen Brower and Andrew Wood. Hey, let's talk about one quick thing before we go racing here tonight. A new 450 champion. We really briefly mentioned it, but Colby Eaglin won this title last year by the skin of his teeth. He battled Braden Carter tooth and nail all the way to the end of it, and for the first time in 5 years, we have a different defending champion other than Braden Carter rolling into Anaheim 1. So what does Eaglin got to do in 2026 to start off firing?
Yeah, I think he's just got that confidence now. He was always the bridesmaid, never the bride. It felt like he was always that second or third place guy that was just there day in, day out, very consistent. I really like him and his style for that. Never super flashy speed. And Braden Carter was the one who was just dominant and would drop 2 second faster lap times out of nowhere. And it caught up to him last year, and Eaglin was able to capitalize. So I think he's has some newfound speed, some newfound confidence, and I think Colby Eaglin is going to be a huge threat for this title this year. But we have a lot of guys that are coming in here with fresh minds and a fresh season. Points are all reset, so everyone who knows they can win a race or thinks they can is in this title hunt.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, a lot of names. I had a chance to speak with 4-time champion Braden Carter last night, and he said he feels that this field might be one of the most stacked fields he's ever had to go against as he looks to reclaim the title in 2026 and dethrone the new number 1 of Colby Eaglin. Well, they have been qualifying. I will say there is a slight glitch in the servers right now. They're trying to get server times up, so we're waiting on a page to load so we can show you guys those qualifying times, but definitely some of the favorites are at the front, so we'll keep an eye on that. 250 West tonight, we'll also go through the names of the riders that will be racing in that one, and then in about 4 or 5 minutes time, we'll be racing already with 250 heat number 1. Looks like we got quality times up, so let's go ahead and take a look at those right now. No surprise to see everyone's fastest Seth. I'm not talking about Seth Carr. I'm talking about Seth Shirley, P1 here tonight. Toxic. On the 44 machine out front with a 107.546 by Colby, by a skin of his teeth over Colby Eaglin's 107.570. Carter in a 107, Brandon Nygren at the 107s. We have got some close times at the top here in this 450 class.
I mean, yeah, 8 guys within the same half a second right there is pretty intense, especially for a track this long, Kellen. You think with the track being that long, so many different sections and, possibilities for these guys to make mistakes, and look how consistent they are. It's just mind-blowing. Looking at these names, too, there's a couple that are, surprising, which is cool to see up there, but that just means this field is stacked because we're going to keep scrolling down this list and you're going to keep seeing big names that you're like, oh, normally they were top 3, top 4 every single time. And as we look, Seth Shirley topping out Colby Eaglin, Braden Carter, Brandon Nygren, Spencer Turley, who came on hot last year, Leclerc past champion Walter Gebhardt, Rasmus Balzer, Alec Horn, Johnny Padani, Ryan Chalsey, Siebel, Elliot Person, Ash Deering, Jacob Hubbard, Luke Sullivan, Frank Jackson, Cooper Hunt, Xander Brion, Hayden Stevenson, Seth Carr, not doing very good, back in 21st, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. Vanderbeek, Caleb Hall, O'Brien, Rogers, Anthony Pachon, Chase B, Jaden Wilson, Armbrisser, Cade Matherly, rounding out your top 30. Bryce Whelan, B-Lars, shout out, boys. But dude, it's just name after name. There's a couple that sneak in there and you're like, oh, this was a 250 guy, but this is 450 at A1.
I am getting an update, by the way, that these are not 100% correct. This may have been after the first or second sessions. They're still trying to manually input some times right now. So unfortunately, we are under a slight delay right now as they work on getting these times updated. Just some glitch in the servers. Couldn't quite get them to go live. So they're going to get it fixed. Then they're going to do what's called a UID grab, which is we get everyone in the server. They grab everyone who is in the server at that time of the UID grab, and then that determines who is in the race. Then we run the scripts and the races and everything, so on and so forth. So we will be racing soon, I promise, but it's not there just yet. And again, the names, as you mentioned, going down the list, if we're talking even after just one session, how close times were, is crazy. But then even after one session, some guys not able to get laps. Tyler Lang down here, Braden Tharp, your reigning 250 outdoor and 250 West champion, jumping up to a 450, had a terrible first session by the look of it. But some of these guys also hit right away, and that just goes to show sometimes the importance of doing a good lap right away as well. Shout out It's Not Jackson on Twitch for what are you laughing about?
Well, one, Tyler Lang said RF qualifying times are wrong at the moment, which is what we're looking at on screen, and we kind of said that, but Alex Heckman said, do not look at the bottom of the 250 times, because I'm assuming
let's see who's at the bottom. Who's at the bottom of the 250 times? We'll jump over to 250 West. We'll get a look at the names of guys who are going to the line tonight, and at the very bottom, not even ran a lap yet. Oh, 69 entries. Nice. Who has not got Jackson Vick not ran a lap yet. Sad. No, who's the slowest time? It's not Alex Heckman. No, he ran a 1:16.1. He's okay right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
it's not okay, but it's there.
Stop. It's terrible. Let's go through our entry list then and talk about 250 West. We didn't get a chance to really preview them yet. Dylan Delaire comes in with the number 12. In fact, let's look at this from lowest to highest so we'll get a better idea of where some of these national numbers roll in at. Delaire, Max Wilczek, Cash Woods, multi-time race winner in the 250 class. Devin Cook. We got Jackson Vick has also been strong lately. Joey Carter really coming into his element of late as well. Holtze, Wyatt Grant. Holtze almost won this race a couple years back, A1 250 class against Hayden Stevenson, so we'll look for him to do some damage here tonight. Emmanuel Cepeda also strong. And sneaky, Jeremy Schiabro, kind of low-key back. We used to race him. He's an OG in this game. Won a Moto Outdoors, I believe, and is sort of sneaking back into title contention framework a little bit in the 250 class, which is cool to see for someone who's been around in the game for so long.
Yeah, I saw Devin Davis's name in the 450 qualifying too. He's been around since 2011, I think, and Schiabro since then or before or around there. But man, these guys, the longevity they've been able to put in, staying so close to the top. I mean, getting a national number that low means you showed up and showed out, racing and race out last year. You can't just kind of fall into that. So really awesome by him. We'll see if he can kind of bring things out. And yeah, Tyler Lang said we'll keep getting some updates when everything's working, but it's fun to see a lot of the new guys though, the Cash Woods and the Jackson Vicks, like going up there, taking really good national numbers and then seeing these guys still around. But some of these guys too, you can't really judge them completely on their national number because some maybe race Supercross, but then just didn't do outdoors or, life gets in the way because it's not a full-time job for anyone. But it is really cool going through here, seeing the national numbers for everyone and just kind of seeing the names. Some guys a little lower than you'd expect, but like I said, they might not have raced everything, and some guys higher and they just showed up and kept getting consistent results, and that's awesome to see.
I mean, we see a guy like Talon Zollers, who also was in the title fight a couple years back. Tyler Shields, he's finished on the podium in the 450 class before, running number 89 this year as well. And then we go all the way down to Austin Bear, just sneaking in with the number 99. And as we get to the triple digit guys, something always a little exciting that really flies under our radar is we sometimes have those guys that win amateur motocross moving up to racing 250 Supercross at this point in time. We've seen a few names really really just shined through lately, obviously with like Jacob Armbruster and a couple other names moving up recently. But yeah, there's always some fun names in this mix in the triple digit guys that we don't even know about, and suddenly they're on the podium at A1.
Yeah, and I like it too because you'll see someone like Tyson Johnson, who's a raced professionally in real life, and he's out there doing it. And these guys that showed up for a couple rounds, and it's like, oh yeah, you forget that guy had speed, but they only did 4 races last year. And if they show up to each and every race and they can put in good results, we could see these guys being the next one to get a high national number. I mean, I myself went from in 2013, I had no national number. I was number 729. And the next year I had a really good year in 2013 and I showed up with number 18. And it's like, you can kind of come out here and shock the field from being these guys that have the high numbers. And the order of these means nothing because it's all what you like. But yeah, it's cool to see that any of these guys could be in the top 5. And it's really fun seeing the 3-digit numbers show up at A1 and kind of surprise us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guys like Luke Fauser, who's a IRL ripper, the 462, he's actually had some really good races in this game. Tanner Thorson, we've seen around many times as well. So plenty of names in this 250 class to talk about. I got to be honest, though, it looks pretty top-heavy from the low 2-digit guys that we saw last year, mixing it up. We know that some of these guys up front can win, will battle up front. Dylan Delaire, always a speed demon as well, probably going to qualify fastest a few times this year. But honestly, if I'm thinking of any of these names that are really jumping out to me, Cash Woods is a proven winner in this class. He's won in this 250 division multiple times, comes in with some momentum, the number 14 machine, or the 14 on his machine, and I kind of feel like maybe he rolls in as the favorite, but is there anybody else jumping off the page to you?
They're just these guys. Wyatt Grant, I like him. He had some really good rides too last year, and moving up into the 450 class and putting in good rides, I feel like is good experience. And I don't even know if he's probably racing 250s, right? Gotta be. I don't think I saw him on the 450 list, but Dylan Delaire and Cash Woods, yeah, we'll check. They all that's why their numbers 12, 13, and 14. They were the first ones to miss out on, getting a permanent number, being inside that top 10. So, and that top 10 is everyone, both classes combined, both coasts combined. So I would expect those guys to be right up there fighting for top 5s tonight. And yeah, it's been really cool to just see these younger guys. You see that UID for Cash Woods, 49,224. Jackson Vick, 54,000th person to buy the game. I don't want to
look at the UIDs because look, he's a 54th was Wyatt Grant, 57,000, right? These are guys that are battling for wins now. 57,000 UIDs. You're 4.2 something? 5.2?
5.269.
And I'm 4.928. So we're 4,000, 5,000 early days of the game.
And I felt like I was late. Like I was like, oh, this guy's coming in, because it had been a couple years.
I'm the fresh kid on the block.
Dude, but look at Schiabro. UID number 884.
But then look, if you go to the 450 class, and we've got some UIDs as well that are down there, I'm sure. Let's see what the lowest
Vanderbeek
UID
is 1,000. D Davis has got to be Devin Ryan 2,200.
Yeah, I didn't see D Davis on the list. Did I miss him?
He was in qualifying. He's a little higher. He's just below me, 4,200.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, 42.75. There you go.
Dude, Leclerc, came into the game right after I did. We battled in 2011, 2012, 2013, and then he took off and decided he was going to be really good at the game. And
see, I decided
I could talk.
I feel vindicated by this now because I was talking to Schiabro last night and he was getting a little upset how I was calling him like the old head and he's been around forever and stuff like that.
No, dude,
he's literally got the oldest UID in the game still racing right now. He's literally Unk status.
Probably in the night show. That is super Unk status.
Super Unk status. All right, so we'll wait for qualifying to load here again. In the meantime, we'll jump back in studio with you guys for just a minute. Again, sorry, we are in a slight delay while Race Factory just gets their server logs updated and can get the qualifying times correct, because the last thing we want is to have someone who did qualify into the night show not actually be able to race. So we'll get that out of the way first, and then we'll get racing, of course. But just exciting to get this thing started here soon. Really interesting racetrack, really interesting list of riders going to the gate. How about Braden Carter, like I said last night, telling me he thinks this may be the most stacked competition he's ever had to go up against. Where do you think it fits?
Yeah, because I do think from our time, I want to race. You want to race. You want a moto. But
one moto.
I only
could
want
hold
one
on to
moto
that for the
too,
rest of my
technically.
life.
I just got lucky. Got to drop that at A1 just so we get it out of the way. It really wasn't that hard. Like, put in a lot of time, but then trying to race later on when you're less serious is just these younger kids coming in, putting in more time. It feels like the field has gotten faster every single time. And like, we did it. And I have no shame in saying that back then, these legends were not nearly as fast as they are now. You started to get the Jesse Mullins after Tyson and the Matt Burkeens, you know, and the Leclercs and these guys, and they're just taking over. And I do think that all these young guys, it has had a resurgence. You know, people say, oh, the game's dying or whatever, and they're still at the top. The peak guys are insane at this game now, and the things that they found out with their stabilities and their setups, I think it's absolutely unreal. And I mean, you'll see qualifying times in the competition and Braden finally getting knocked off. He was at the top and he finally got dethroned, and who knows, maybe he's lost touch with that. It happens to everyone eventually, but I think, I mean, he's going for his fifth A1 win in a row.
Yeah.
And he almost won 5 titles. He got 4 in a row, but got dethroned by Colby Eaglin. But yeah, winning 5 A1s in a row is insane. And if he thinks that's going to be hard, he's the top of the top in Supercross. So I think what he says matters and is completely true.
Well, I mean, look, I think for the first time since, I believe, 2022, we have 4 450 Supercross champions on the gate at the same time, which obviously adds to the pedigree of it. Alexis Leclerc 2018, Jeremy Seabolt 2020, Braden Carter 21 to 24, obviously collecting a lot of it, and now Colby Eaglin. So that adds to it as well. But you look at the 250 talent, you have Seth Carr moving up. He's a multi-time champion in the 250 class. Braden Tharp as well. Seth Shirley, winning 250 titles, also now in the mix. Cade Matherly will be here on a 450 tonight. We'll see how long it goes. He may race 250 East, but did win 250 East last year. So you talk about the list of talent at the top of the 450 field, and you get 9-10 deep before you find non-champions, and that's where you start to realize that the pedigree of the field is some of the best we've maybe ever seen it.
Yeah, and I do think it's pretty impressive because in this game, there's so much turnover. I know in real life, right, you'll hear Mathis say, oh, there's 17, race winners or champions or whatever. But people are doing that professionally for a living, and they are kind of forced to do it for 10 plus years. These people are we're just kids, adults playing video games, and there's no need to stay in it for that long. So the fact that there are that many champions still racing and race winners, it is impressive. And yeah, it just shows you how deep the field is and how committed these guys are. And they've got that experience, right? You have young guys with 1 or 2 years experience, maybe won one race in the 250 class, but everyone has been staying in it and moving up, and the longevity of their careers has been going longer, it seems like. And yeah, it just creates a deeper and deeper field when people aren't leaving. People at the top aren't leaving, just like Tomac's not retiring. It's like he's still there. You can't count him out because he's done it before.
Right. And like Braden Carter's been around and done it for a long time now. And normally, as you said, we would see guys come in, win their titles, and move on. You even go back to Tyson Fresquez, the other 4-time champion, 1 in 12 and 13. Took us a little hiatus kind of away from the game, came back and won in 16 and 17, and then pieced out. Like, we haven't seen him since like 2019 maybe.
Yeah.
But Braden Carter's been doing this, since like 2017, 2018 era, and now he's a 4-time champion in the game trying to get the title back, and he seems as hungry as ever to do it. So like you said, it's almost like there's a new wave of players that stay a little dedicated, a little longer, want to, hold on to the glory, which is cool because in our era, man, there were so many guys that were fast and gone.
Yeah, I mean, you're like a Jaden Yuki or like these things where sometimes we get into conversations, late at night, and we're like, dude, do you remember that guy? Like, you're like, remember that one time he made that one crazy pass and won that race? And you're just like, yeah, he raced for 2 years and was really fast and left, So it is really impressive. I mean, even Burkeen, like, I feel like he was like, oh my God, he broke his wrist, played for like 3 months and just won everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's impressive to see people staying around, and you see that when the spread of UIDs is going from even all the guys in the 10, 20,000s to 50,000s. Like there's so many people that have bought the game that are trying to go pro and race and do all this, and it's still that same crop with a couple moving in. But yeah, it's awesome, and I think the racing night's going to be really good. And if he's scared, if Braden Carter's scared and says it's stacked, then I think this might be the best A1 we've seen in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're super excited for it. Again, if you're just now joining us, a little glitch with their qualifying format tonight unfortunately has caused a slight delay. So we're not racing just yet. We should have already been racing about 10 minutes ago, but we will be racing very soon. That I can assure you. So just hang tight with us. We'll be just hanging out with you guys for the next 10 minutes or so. So while we're at it, might as well just show you this track one more time if you haven't seen it already. And I'm going to try to do my best to actually show off this track by riding it, but maybe I can try to do a lap here and A-Wood can run us through what this track looks like. I might just double my way around because it's really hard to do this while I'm actually streaming, but so interesting track here tonight.
First turn, you're going to double, you're going to crash. Just kidding. Double, triple. See, like some of these jumps look a little small. I think when you get the top 450 guys, they're going to open some stuff up. On, off here, tricky off two into a 5-footer. Then you can go 3-3, I think, into the corner if you hit the line perfect. This triple is really steep and small. I think they've been making them too short lately, but it's okay. We got here a nice triple. So this is fun because you're going to jump into the inside. You can rail the outside if you can. I think we might see some inside to outside, so people carry some speed, triple into this. Very steep tunnel jump into a double across. Maybe can they triple that too?
Yeah, they can, but you're in the air for a long time. Oops.
All right. So inside, if you take that inside roll line, step on, step off, triple, and then if you land here, get a triple out off this 5-footer, but maybe some quads. People go outside. They can go over. They can go on. They might go quad in. Long whoop section. Surprised you survived that even putting through in first gear because they are death lately. Tricky, like you said, not enough time in there. I think we're going to see some guys going over the bars. Back across the start straight, single, right-hand bull corner, maybe some nice takeouts into the finish line. Little option here, maybe see some people dive up the inside there to make a pass. Turn left here, triple on, off is going to be the preferred line there. Then another turn back into a Supercross triple. So then we'll see how this line is going to go once you come here from a normal lap and have this big triple in over a 5-footer, triple, double. But that will allow people to either send it to the outside, get a run for whatever line, or go inside, step up, on, off, over, triple, and you crush it. And it is so hard to play on the TV with the latency. It's actually impressive what Kellen's doing right now.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm cooking right now.
Doesn't impress me much, but right now, killing it.
Definitely not very impressive most of the time, but sometimes I still got it.
That's right. This track, this thing is long. There's so much going on. I feel like it's going to get spread out though too, even with how stacked this field is going to be. Yeah, maybe you can even go over there, and then that would leave you with like a triple single or something.
Yeah, you want to try to 3 out is basically the litmus that you want to do in that rhythm section if you can.
Thinking if there was a quad out, you'd miss that 5-footer, but it's all going to be seeing what these guys can do.
I believe most everybody will end up going outside, and then you can carry speed to triple on here, and then step off triple. But as you can see, my talent lacks to be able to do that. So
it happens.
There you have it.
There we go. There's a lap from Kellen. 2 laps from Kellen. Absolutely crushed it.
It's not good. It really isn't. I still have people on Facebook and all this stuff saying, "Oh, you still got it, man. You should come back." And then you see how I am in the whoops, and you go, "Nah, probably not." I think that my whoop speed and all that has left me for the better part of a decade, and no need to come back anymore. I'm perfectly comfortable in the booth.
Yeah, for me, the deadly whoops that they have these days and like the elite corner speed these top guys have is just so impressive. Even if you're like, "Oh, I can get through the rhythm sections enough." Well, that's not what you need. Especially this track is like a lot of corners.
Yeah,
like
it's a lot of turns
even
on the
more.
edge of traction.
So
yeah,
if you are losing it in the corner speed, you got no shot of qualifying with how stacked this field is. Look at that triple quad. Maybe we see some jumps around the pixie stick there. Stepping on. And for anyone asking in chat, we are in a delay. Just because qualifying is not working yet. So all times have been found, and now they just need to add them to the database. So we can get all that. They are working and getting closer. And
OJ City.
Yeah.
Yep. So we are almost there, it sounds like. We are almost on to getting out there and going racing. Why don't we take a second to appreciate the aesthetics of this track, though? I mean, good Lord. Always great what the Race Factory Gaming crew put out there, but I kind of like this ambiance that they've chosen to add to the stadium, a little bit of like glare and dust across the track and everything like that. Some people have chosen to remove it, but I think it adds some flair to it.
Yeah, I think, I mean, for the stream, definitely this track looks beautiful. Tough blocks are a little bright now that I'm looking at it. It looks like a pack of Starburst, but like the tropical Starburst. But that's just the colors they chose. But it's very vibrant. I do love, yeah, the ambiance of the stadium. And if we keep getting this week in and week out, I mean, just that little glow off the signs from the American flags, it looks awesome. I mean, just what we've got lately so far in this game too, the changing finish line boards and just everything. We're going to have some new stuff hopefully soon. It's the production value and everything has just been getting better and better year by year. You know, textures look great. So it's pretty awesome how far this game has come. Go download 2011 Anaheim. That's from JLB. I guess you can look at like 2013.
Yeah.
But
some of you guys saying some drop frames on YouTube. I'm not seeing that on my end just yet, so I'm trying to monitor it, trying to keep an eye on it. But yeah, apologies if there's anything with that going on. Yeah, I don't know why. It's literally not showing anything on my end, at least not yet. I mean, it certainly could do that, and that's always unfortunate, but I'd rather get it fixed before we go racing here tonight. If and when we go racing, it's obviously taking some time for these guys to get going. Feel bad though, because obviously we were so excited to go racing, and I feel like everyone's just been sitting here waiting to go racing and watch the racing, and we're losing a little bit of viewership as everyone's just sitting around waiting, but hopefully we'll get it sorted soon anyway.
Ooh, we should go find Josh Grant. He's on the track.
Josh Grant's on the track?
Yeah, Wyatt Grant says.
Okay. All right, we're going to go...
Let's go find him. He's not the weird guy behind the... There is a weird guy behind the gate.
There is a weird guy behind the gate. We got...
Who is it? He's all over the place.
Who that is. We got some photographers.
That looks like Michael Lindsay. That looks like...
we got 30-second board. Oh, is this...
That's
is that
Cudby.
LeBig?
Huh?
That looks like the back of LeBig. Maybe,
yeah.
Cudby. We got a camera guy. I was just checking stuff out, so getting called out, Race Director Gaming track crew a little bit here. Another camera
He's got to
guy.
be by the podium, right?
There's
a bunch of people over there.
Podium over there? Well, we got some guy hanging out right there. Some
guy's got a keg snuck some beer
got
into
a
the
keg,
stadium.
Yeah. All right, let's
we
got the
got
back
a
of somebody.
Mechanic. Is that Myrtle over there?
Track crew.
Just calling it.
I don't know
calling
who
the
that
bank.
is. And then
what's up,
somebody,
girl?
We got some girls hanging out in the corner over by the tractor.
They look like Byron.
Yes, opening ceremonies have already commenced and gone. Not on the podium. We got
dang it,
Monster
Wyatt.
Girls hanging out behind the podium. I feel like Wyatt Grant might have lied to us.
Spotted on the course. Go find him.
Spotted on the course. If he's one of the crowd, dude, I ain't going in the crowd.
No, we're not going. On the course feels like it's on the course.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
that's Ryan Dungey.
Dungey.
The Dunge. And then Eli and is that Stu?
Yeah.
Look at Stu just hanging out.
All right, so we got some more we can find.
Tunnel. That's crazy. Is this him right here?
Yeah.
That's him right there.
We found him right on
Let's
time.
Go. And perfect timing. We're loading back in. So I think that's a good sign that we're about to get UID grab going here in just a minute. But yeah, we're just in this holding pattern. We found JG chilling down by the track. Fun stuff as well, though. And look, I try to run a fairly professional broadcast, but we do have fun. Awood and I we're having some beverages. We're hanging out.
We got some time to kill.
It's supposed to be a good time. It's a video game. We're all about having fun here tonight. So anything we can do to make your experience better, please dial 1-800-COLLECT, and we'll be sure to take those calls for you. No, seriously, though, I think we are just about there. I'm going to actually refresh qualifying right now and see if we are any better. So we'll load that up on the screen right now so you guys can at least see that yourself. And yeah, get going racing here very, very soon. Times aren't updated though, so it looks like they're still waiting on something. Yeah, not sure. Can we add channel points for colors? For a colors shotgun? Oh, Coors shotgun. I don't really want to be shotgunning beers. I'd rather just kind of hang out.
No Coors tonight.
No Coors tonight.
That's a
we got rolling around the track
special
out
stay, sleep on the couch type of thing.
Little rolling around the track.
Ronnie.
For Hubbard. Jacob Hubbard rolling around the track right now on a Honda, just a stock Honda So
best looking bike out there.
We'll follow Hubbard around, see if he gives us any good insights on this track. I think he's just doing us a little parade lap. Of course,
remember when they used to throw big whips?
Many-time race winner Jacob Hubbard showing us the fast lines out here. I think he's just in 5th gear, just rolling.
He's on a 50.
As you do, you know. Oh, he hits the sand and it really lags him down, though. Brutal. Thank you, Samsung Refrigerator 2437 for the $5. He says, A-Wood gets my system started.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he does. Gets us all started every single week. That's what I love about it.
You know I always go for the fridge.
Oh, man. I love Hubbard just taking this on a nice casual lap around this track, though. Who would win in a 5th gear only race, you think? You think it's still the same top dudes, or is someone cooking in 5th gear only?
No, I think it's still the same. Like a Seth Carr. I feel like I haven't played Sim in so long, but I feel like they've probably done that. We used to do dumb stuff like that, 1st gear only. I feel like they know how to like manipulate the clutch and like their corner speed and roll speed. I think it's still going to be the top guys just putting it together, but who knows? Sometimes there's like weird people. Like we used to do takeout battles and stuff and like just practice that, got really good at it. And I feel like there's certain people that are really good at certain things in the game. Like the guys who are really good at doing backflips and like freestyle tricks, you know? I feel like there's some people that would shock you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think everybody in this game, like you said, that the skill set is really the difference in this game. These guys all find a way to get to the top no matter what machine they're on. And I'm sure even if we raced 50s in this game, I'd still get absolutely worked by every single one of these riders that we'll see on the gate here this evening. But
cat and mouse?
They
are better at... they're not completely better at cat and mouse because we had some fast guys when we did it last time. And it wasn't like complete domination. Like I said, I'm really good at taking people out. Oh, there we go.
We got Trevor McSwain saying it's freezing and buffering. Again, I'm not seeing this on my end, guys, so I'm not sure how I could fix it because it's literally not giving me any feedback that something is amiss. So apologies if we're getting a little bit of lag going on here or something like that. It doesn't seem like it's affecting Twitch for some reason, which would be weird. I don't know why I would drop frames on only one platform, but YouTube Live does suck like that sometimes. So yeah, just the way it goes. But now Hubbard looks like he's cooking. We're doing straight air Leclerc triple jumps right now. And maybe he'll show us a teasing little hot lap around this track while we're watching.
It's not bikes. You can just follow him around without flying. It does look actually kind of cool. You are pretty good at it.
Okay, fine. We'll just follow Hubbard because A-Wood is requested. Sorry. But yeah. Ooh, that whip was almost filthy. But we'll get racing here in just a little bit. Hopefully. Oh, I'm getting updates from T-Lang. Let's see what he has to say. Hopefully it's good news.
About to be past my bedtime by the time we get this thing started.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, look at that line. Inside sand, double, and then still jumps to the outside to get the triple.
That's criminal.
I was sick. Okay.
Love to see getting some text messages as well from some industry people. One industry person says that Seth Shirley is his pick tonight. And also another industry person says that he's tuned in watching tonight. So shout out to my boys. I don't want to call them out if they don't want to be named as being dorks watching video games, but you know.
I'll call out Mark's freaking nerd. Mark. He was here from the start.
I think he'll happily accept the term nerd.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's totally fair. By the way, shout out to Fallen Tyke 136 over on Twitch for the Prime sub. Appreciate the support over there as well. Thank you so much for that.
New update.
Oh, yes. Times are in. However, the way we had to do it doesn't count for cuts. So sometimes are unrealistic. So keep that in mind when looking at it. We should be good to go. In about 5 minutes is the official update that I've just received from Race Factory Gaming.
Oh, he's down in the jitters.
Lang. Not down in the We're not calling him the jitters.
He's down in the jitters. I'm not
calling him the jitters. I'm not on board with calling him the jitters. We can't do that. All right, so let's go over and take a look at these times as they said, updated. And I don't know why does it say the stream is tripping on YouTube?
Maybe turn down your stream settings or something. See if there's a way to.
I can't do it live.
No, not you. Then sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
Man, all these industry people. It's always, I love your stream, Kellen. Never, I love A-Wood. Sad.
Stop. I get a lot of compliments about you, by the way, when I do go around and people talk about the stream. So, yes, let's talk about these quality times, which seem to be sort of official.
We got a 6.7 and a 69.
6.7 and a 6.9. There you go.
Nice.
Seth Shirley tops with a 106.7. Look, the times are still as close as they can go. I mean, what is going on with the times, though? Because the best time isn't up top?
Oh.
Maybe?
Oh, Jared Gummison is fast.
No, what I was saying, though,
there's double names. I think you have to reload it and go from the start.
Yeah. So we got some tomfoolery going around here. But yeah, we'll get racing soon. Fingers crossed. I hope because we got some good viewership right now. We were over 500 viewers just now across Twitch and YouTube. So thanks again for the support, and hopefully we'll show you guys racing soon. I want to just get on the gate and watch these guys go at it. Okay, now this is maybe up to date. Well, see, this is what I don't understand. You have Seth Carr twice, 3rd and 6th, Tharp at a 107.0. Like, the times aren't timing. We're on the struggle bus with the times. So some semblance of this seems correct, though.
It says there's just double names, but there's 10 or so duplicate names.
Yeah, so Seth Shirley over Braden Carter, Seth Carr, Braden Tharp, Luke Sullivan seems to be the order. Colby Eaglin, 107.5, Jeremy Seabolt, 107.6, Nygren, 107.7, T-Lang also in the 107.7s, Spencer Turley, look at his time in the 107.8 right there, and then your 2018 champ, Alexis Leclerc at a 107.882, tied with Walter Gebhardt as well. So some definite close times, not as close as we were looking at earlier, but good to see some mix up right there. We'll look at our 250 West guys and make sure this is in order. That looks correct. I don't see any names. Oh, well, we got a 108 down here that's not correct. Wyatt Grant needs to be higher up.
But he has it higher up, so it's there. So yeah, maybe the 40th spot is just going to be weird, but it looks like we have everyone's time in, hopefully.
Yes. So it looks like Dash McMillan and Seth Shirley are your fastest qualifiers, but as you said, tie at the top of 250s, 107.796 out of Dash McMillan and Cash Woods. So there you go. UID grab in 1 minute. Time is of the essence. UID grab in 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So we won't keep you waiting any longer. We'll get back in the server and get ready to call this action. We'll get all the graphics up on screen for you guys to be able to see. We also got something really cool tonight, new for you guys to be able to see, courtesy of Stats Guy. That is our guy, the iMoto 151 or iMoto 51 guy.
521?
521? We're probably totally butchering it, but a really cool thing that he's going to do tonight is he's actually going to overlay some things on the stream while we're watching that you guys will be able to see. So we're going to have some kind of integrated stuff for you guys to see, and maybe next week, but certainly in the next few weeks, we'll also have something completely new in terms of a graphical standpoint for the on-screen displays as well. So really, really excited to show all that off to you guys soon. And again, thanks to iMoto for all the stats work and helping out. And a big thanks as well before we go into racing tonight to our sponsors, Underground RC, Philski and Snowboard, a ton of people that are behind the scenes making this happen. Actually, I'll give you a list, shall I? While I'm just sitting here, I might as well go and thank every single sponsor. Dr. Do Racing, Nexus, Privateer Connection, District Design, SpinQuest, Evolve, Wildside, and Stats Guy, all backing this season's RaceFactorGaming.com Supercross Championship. All right. Looks like we are grabbing UIDs and just about ready to go racing here in a minute, trying to keep up with what you guys are talking about in chat. Lynn's saying it's RF's first season, cut them some slack. Every season's definitely got something different. Always some hiccups involved, and it's just the way she goes sometimes. But hopefully we will have those all ironed out and ready to go. Also, shout out J-Law, talking about another name that is watching the broadcast. He literally made a reel watching the broadcast and posted it to his Instagram page. So shout out J-Law. If you're still watching, hopefully, shout out to you for doing that. That's always really cool.
That's crazy.
But yes, we are so very excited to go racing here in just a few moments. Waiting on any further updates from the gallery. I think that they have UIDs grabbed. Let's see what this has to say right here. All right, fine. I'm calling it out. Aiden Kiefer was the one who says he's got Seth Shirley for the dub tonight. Literally texted me and said that I can call him out. And also said that his dad hates it. So Chris Kiefer not
Suck
liking
it,
the game.
Kiefer.
Did you like the reel that I posted, the Chris Kiefer's Desert Simulator? Did you like that one?
Yeah. Well, I said, and I was like, not enough washing machines out here. Like, we gotta get some more. Not realistic. Need some like burnt down cars and some needles and stuff. So, but it was good, dude. Is he gonna be at the show tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it gotta be. Oh, they're supposed to be riding Glen Helen tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Dude, we had some good talks. Me, him, and Aiden last year. We had some good talks. Of course, about all the things you think we would talk about.
My motto in my pulp work and all the stuff that I do with Steve is, I don't know, man. There's supposed to be a guest list for who's going to be on the show tomorrow, but hey, I don't know, man. I don't know who it is.
I mean, it shouldn't be hard to get people.
I mean, I have
Last
a rough
one was
idea.
before Paula?
Huh?
Last one was before Paula, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Gonna have?
Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong.
I think so.
Maybe.
Because that's why. Kiefer. We had. That was sick. We had Nick Way, Vincent Way. We had.
Speaking of
legend
celebrities, we're gonna have my son join us in the studio right now. Why not? Little Matty boy hanging with us here tonight. This is the troublemaker that's made it really difficult to stream now because we have to get 2 kids to go to sleep at night. And but he's chilling. He's having a good time. He loves watching Momos too. He loves moving Daddy's mic out of the way. You know, your sister talks into it. You could try to go into it or just rip it off. Yeah, this is my son. This is our little troublemaker right here. Anything to say for the people? No? He's like, I'm just gonna move the mic out of the way. Nope. Pure silence. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
He's smiling.
No, he's smiling, but he doesn't want to say bye. Say bye. Yay! We're going streaming. Okay, I think he's totally messed with all my settings and death gripping the mic. So now we got to clean that up.
God. Jump scare.
It's a family affair out here. So let me see if I can get my mic turned back up. Sorry about that, guys. Is it any better now? Are we any better now? Hopefully better now. But it looks like we are loading into 250 heat number 1. Trying to see if this mic issue is going to sort itself out. Let me know, though, in chat if it is not working.
We got this. Someone said, looks like he's ready for an 85.
Ready for an 85, yeah. All right, 250 Heat 1 coming at you. Might as well tell you guys who's on the gate for this one. We have got Jacob Arnbrister, Evan Holt, Antonio Velati, Austin Schaefer, J.R. Reyes, Sonny Spicer, Tyler Shields, Caden Kepke. We also have Riley Hewen, Dash McMillan, Dalton Caudill, Brandon Walther, Jeremy Schiavo, Reese Harris, Ryan Pinkerton, Joey Carter, Tyler Show, Bodie Parker, Ryder Derrigo, and Alex Munch will be on the gate for 250 Heat number 1. How is the mic? Is the mic good? Can you guys hear me? Are we all good? Do I need to crank it even louder? Do we need to be pumping it up in here?
Someone said I'm slightly louder, but not by much.
You're slightly louder, but not by much. So maybe
nobody wants that.
Hey, come on.
I yell a lot sometimes.
Yeah. No, we are ready to go racing. If you've never been with us before for Underground RC Supercross, this is the real life format to a T, essentially. We are going to have 2 heat races for each class, 6 minutes plus a lap each. Top 9 go to the main event. Then we'll have 2 LCQs for each class, 5 minutes plus a lap. Top 4 go to the main event, 22 riders, 15 minutes plus a lap for the 250 West main event to kick off the season, and 22 riders, 20 minutes plus a lap to kick off the 450 season in about an hour and a half. So stick with us. Enjoy the program. It's round 1 of Underground RC Supercross coming at you right now. 250 Heat 1 on the gate. This is going to get good. Hey, Wood, who we got for the whole shot?
Jeremy Schiabro.
He is down the inside, so we'll see where it comes from. Is it going to be by the doghouse or will it be further in? Either way, it's time to go racing in 2026. Let's drop the gate in Anaheim. Land rush into turn number 1. Chaos up the inside as we have several riders making contact, and it's going to be Evan Holt getting the whole shot on the 23 District Designs Yamaha. He's got Jackson Vick right behind him. Dash McMillan, our fastest qualifiers, up there as well, but they're all chasing Holtzy on the 23.
Yeah, it shows just how powerful that inside line is off the start. Evan Holtzy was able to hug the bales after all those collisions and take it away from Jackson Vick, who had pretty much the whole shot but pushed a little bit wide as we see him leading the field here into the sand using this outside triple option. We'll have to see kind of what the favorite lines are as we see these guys on the track for the first time and kind of decipher what they're going to do. 250 class here going triple outside on, off, triple, but look at this coming up the inside.
That's Dash McMillan, again, our fastest qualifier, up there in the mix, putting the heat on Evan Holt. And, of course, there's always going to be some people that we did not get the bike and gear for at the opening round. And, unfortunately, it's our fastest qualifier, but that's okay. Seems to have gotten a lot of other team kits up in here. Who's he riding for? FNR. Come on, guys. Get it on the forum so we can see those skins. But Holtzy leads the end of lap number 1. Dash McMillan hot on his heels. Into the race lead around the outside he goes. It's the 342 rookie numbers out here taking the lead at A1, 250 heat number 1. Good to see an unfamiliar face at the front.
Yeah, that line was amazing. Those guys both kind of pivoting nicely under that step on, step off, or the over-under bridge, and he kind of just was able to get it. Those 250s look like they're really struggling, so I don't think, besides from the top guys, maybe we don't see everyone going for that triple on-off in that section here. Tries to go to the inside. Dash McMillan railing the outside, though. Let's see how close this ends up. He's going to go for the launch and try to triple that thing. That's it, ballsy for being in the lead. But it almost looked a little bit faster.
I think it was faster. I mean, we'll see whether the outside-inside split really is what made the difference or not. But slight advantage there for Dash McMillan is going back to work as Evan Holt, trying that inside line, trying anything he can to close it up. And now McMillan, a mistake, goes to the outside and goes down and holds up the 23 of Holtzy. That will put into the race lead goes Riley Hewen, the Galaxy number 84 program, goes to the front. He's in the lead now over Evan Holt. Ryan Pinkerton moves to 3rd. Jackson Vick to 4th. McMillan all the way back to the 5 spot. But Holtzy's not done with the lead. Look at the 23 getting in there, trying to battle it out.
Yeah, Riley Hewen came out of nowhere, just completely taking this thing over after seeing the mistake right there. Ryan Pinkerton and Jackson Vick behind trying to make some moves, but this battle is good up front. It looks like Holtzy doesn't have like the crazy speed, but he definitely has the consistency to stay up here. So the other guy's looking just a little bit faster around the track, but maybe he's just going to keep it on 2 wheels because these rhythm sections that these guys are going through look gnarly.
Yeah, very tough rhythm sections on these 250s to get the power down out of the corner. Holtzy likes that inside line. He hasn't been able to make it work just yet on either of the 2 riders ahead of him to make a pass. Now he's tucked in right behind Hewen, trying to hold on and maybe go for the lead. Hewen, a mistake, not going to get the off clean, and that gives Holtzy the race lead once again. Hewen right back in the rhythm, triples out in the corner, will be right on him. But now Evan Holt has led this race on 3 different occasions, and he's back out front again.
Yeah, Holtzy kind of fighting these guys off here, not really getting flustered when they do get around him. And, his balls to the wall speed looks just slightly off, but he's super consistent and smooth right here. And that's what you need on a track this difficult, still hitting those tricky lines. And look, when he doesn't have pressure right behind him, he's able to get that triple on cleanly as there's a small mistake from Riley Hewen. Maybe he cased it, came off just a little bit sketchy. But still pushing here, but getting a little bit of a gap here for Holtzy in the first ever heat race of the 2026 season.
Fastest lap of the race comes out of Tyler Shields in the 8th spot as we saw a front end tuck in the background out of Ryan Pinkerton in the 3rd position. He goes down, hands it over to Jackson Vick, that TSCZ number 18 KTM up into the 3 spot. Schaefer off the track before the triple. I don't know, maybe he was going around Pinkerton who was down. He gets back on still in the 4 spot. Then it's Alex Munch in the 5 spot. Joey Carter on the 20 into the 6th position. Shields now 7th. That is your fastest lap of the race. Pinkerton did go down twice. He's all the way back to 8th. Caudill in 9th, and Koepke on the outside looking in the 10 spot. So this is your transfer spot battle, and it just changed again because down was Joey Carter, another favorite we expected to battle on the 20 here for a main event win, having some struggles. Now Koepke in position with the final spot, but McMillan down the inside is going to get it from him before the whoops. Back and forth we go for P9.
Yeah, look at how tight this racing is and how hectic. Down. 2 riders down right there in the jitters as McMillan's able to go by. Another mistake as someone gets into the back of another rider. Koepke's going to get back into it.
Ooh.
Alex Munch is the one who almost went down. Another rider. This is crazy. First heat race of the year, and you're back towards the or the transfer position, and you're having to deal with all this craziness. The nerves are high for these guys, and I don't think we're going to see it settle down anytime soon.
So Dalton Caudill is the one that ends up in the bad end of the stick as he goes back to the transfer spot and absolutely lays into Joey Carter and takes him out. For what reason, I have no idea. They were both in transfer spots. So Reese Harris gets in, but then lays it down. Caudill is back into 8th now as Schiabro, the benefactor of all this, goes into 9th. Joey Carter's got to be wondering what the heck just happened to him.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, maybe they got into it, but if you look at the track, just right behind Schiabro, there's 5 guys within 2 jumps of each other. So it's like, it's not like this racing is going to be super clean and smooth. You got to try to take the punches as we see riders going down all over the place, but Schiabro is the one that definitely comes out on top from that little battle, and he's gaining some room behind him, which is nice to get some breathing room, and he's working his way forward, trying to get one more spot here as they go into the long whoop section.
Update from chat is that it sounds like Carter may have brake checked him before the finish line jump, so maybe lit Caudill up a little bit. Not excited about that situation. Either way, Schiabro's now in the 8th spot. Pinkerton has slotted back into 9th after being in 3rd place 2 laps ago, goes out of a transfer spot with 2 crashes, back into the bubble position right now, just ahead of Caden Koepke. We'll have to keep it on where Joey Carter gets to and see if he can actually get a good position going into the last chance qualifier. He's in 18th after that crash as these guys are going at it, not even in transfer spots right now. That's how chaotic some of these battles are. And if you look up ahead of Pinkerton right now, there's still guys right in front of him that he could get if we're on board with Koepke. I mean, there's 3 or 4 guys going into the corner just in front of him. Plenty of opportunities to make some late passes here as we are down into the final bits of the race here. White flag coming out next time by. And he jumps into 9th, actually. As I say that, off the track was Dash McMillan, your fastest qualifier. So down once again, just goes to show that qualifying speed means nothing if you don't have consistency with it.
Yeah, qualifying speed and leading the race early, but unable to keep it on 2 wheels. And as you start to fall back, you start to have to deal with more adversity with other riders around you, and it's harder to stay up when you're not able to completely control your race. As he makes another pass, but Caden Koepke is still in front of him and still holding on to that final transfer position.
McMillan
So
down again at the end of the whoops and causing a bit of a stir-up back there. So it looks like it has leveled out for P9. Meanwhile, up front, he has leveled out the race lead. Evan Holt is taking this thing and running with it, looking to win the opening heat race of the season. Again, we talked about it 2 years ago. He led this main event, and Anaheim won in the 250 main up until 2 laps to go, and then crashed and handed it over to eventual race winner Hayden Stevenson, I believe it was. So that is Evan Holt's revenge tour on display right now. Going to try to win this heat race and take that momentum into the main event. Little bit of a mistake here at the end of the whoops, but going to make it through clean, start the season on the right foot, and your opening heat race winner of the 2026 season is none other than Evan Holt as he crosses the line first. Riley Hewen second, Jackson Vick third, Schaefer in the 4th spot. Schiabro looks like he's made it all the way back to 5th, which is insane. Ryan Pinkerton 6th, Caudill 7th, side by side with Alex Munch into this corner. Oh, it's tight between those two as they almost run into each other. Both in transfer spots. Munch over the bars and the whoops in 8th. That's going to allow Koepke through. Who else is coming? Ryder Darago's just entering the whoops right now. Does he have the drive as these guys are trying to get up in front of him? Look at Munch. He's going to roll to the inside. Does he go for the takeout? He does, and he gets to the side of him.
No
They're both
way.
down. They're both down, and that's going to give Tyler Shields the final transfer spot. Unbelievable. A freebie to the main event for Tyler Shields as those guys take each other out. Ryder Darago and Alex Munch both had a shot at it, and they both are going to the LCQ.
That is insane, honestly. And I had just looked over at Tyler Shields, and I think he was in 12th or 13th. So he at the beginning of that last lap. So he gained 4 positions to come in and take that thing over, take the transfer to the main event. What a crazy race. And just a great race from start to finish from Holtzy. And I wouldn't shy away from looking at Jackson Vick and Austin Schaefer in third and fourth. Some fastest lap time of the race by Jackson Vick, and he just started a little bit back in that early pack and kind of had to work his way up. So obviously got to work on those starts and get yourself up there from the beginning, but maybe he was one of the guys that went down in the first corner and really put in some good lap times and ended up only 8 seconds back there. So he could be a main event favorite coming into this just with the speed he showed, but Holtze's the one on top.
Yep, Holtze rolls in with the momentum into the main event as he wins our opening heat race of 2026, and we'll see if he turns that elite gate pick into another great start like we saw in this heat race. What an opening heat race of the night to kick off the racing action. A battle for the heat race win and a battle for the final transfer spot that ends up with 2 riders not making it. Always love to see the intense action that we bring to the table here in MX Simulator Supercross. So from one heat to another, we roll into 250 heat number 2, and we'll give you guys a rundown of who is in this heat race. And tonight it is brought to you by the Privateer Connection. Dan White, Andre Feitosa, Alonzo Robin, Wyatt Grant, Nicholas Langstrup, Devin Johnson, Dylan Delaire, Max Wilczek, Christopher Harris, Jackson Lindsay, Braxton Martin, Cash Woods, Ryder Bednar, Jeff Cooper, Emmanuel Cepeda, Ethan Gerst, Killian Ortiz, Talon Zollers, Tom Quino, Barry Brands, and Caden Pankow will be our 20 riders going for 9 spots in heat number 2. I don't think it gets any better than what we just saw in Heat 1, though. That is a great way to start our season.
No, that was awesome. I mean, from a hectic first corner crash to a couple early battles for the lead, Holtze able to fight them off and keep that thing going. People coming from way back, last lap battles, people going down in the last section. That was awesome, and we got this thing kicked off to a great start here. And man, 250 action is always so good. It's just like kind of like watching the LCQ, and we're going to get there. We're going to get a 250 LCQ, but the 450s, you feel like you know what's going to happen. You feel like you know the names. No, we got people out here munching their way into the LCQ.
Literally munching their way into the LCQ.
Dude, all he had to do, he went in the whoops like first gear, and I was like, dude, you have so much time behind you. Just like tap, tap, tap across, and he went down trying to skim. Cano going for that step on there. We got triples from fastest qualifier. We got all sorts of stuff, but looking through this field, I'm trying to see who my favorite is going to be.
And Delaire on the 12. We talked about Cash Woods a lot on the 14. District Design's going to try to get the heat race sweeps here tonight. And we also know that Max Wilczek always comes to play here. The number 13 on the pit board, but the number 83 on his machine, always the ever fast Snapple KTM rider. All right. Heat 2 coming at you live here on Start Your Systems. Great action so far to kick off the evening. It's only going to get better from here, will it? As we get ready to drop the gate once again. This is 6 minutes plus a lap, and the top 9 riders head to the main event. Everybody else headed to the LCQ. Let's find out who they are. It's Heat 2 in Anaheim. Let's go. That even start by everybody, but Wilczek up the inside is going to control it, front end tuck, and loses traction, allows Devin Johnson, OG, to the front right off the get-go. The Dr. Do Racing 178 out here with the early lead. Emmanuel Cepeda on the 34 moves into second, but he's going to cough it up to Wilczek by the looks of it, jumping by him into second place, trying to go after Devin Johnson for the lead on the triple, and he's going to get it. Johnson cases it, Wilczek to the front. Oh!
I think we just saw a murder.
Somebody just went straight in the berm in the background and teed up Cepeda, who somehow only lost about 7 or 8 positions. I don't know who that was, but somebody did not turn.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's so early in the race. What are you doing? You can't get mad at them. And they weren't even that far back to cause like a first corner crash. That was insane. But Wilczek taking over after. It's crazy that he just cased that triple all by himself there out front. That was weird. Wilczek goes down over the 353 at the end of the whoops. We said there's not a lot of time to kind of get settled before hitting that jump. So if you're not steady through the whoops, you're going to have trouble there. But Barry Brands into the lead here on his Atlas Co machine as he's leading a pack of like 3 or 4 riders right behind him.
Yeah, this is a good little fight. Barry Brands leads from Dan White, Caden Pankow, Tom Quino, Ethan Gerst up in the mix. So some of our heavy hitters really off to some bad starts here in this heat race, and allowing some other guys to get up in the mix and try to just qualify straight in through the heat race, which is Obviously a good sign for them. So it's Barry Brands and Dan White. I mean, the most generic name ever, but still pretty sick to see him battling up here on the 180 Impact Kawasaki. That bike has every color under the sun on it, I think. It is all over the place.
It looks like that PC Roxon bike that never got raced with the Red Bull and stuff and the blue seat, but it's crazy his gear and the bike gives me like 90s vibes, and that name just feels like generic 90s motocross racer that's like, oh, you know Dan White from Ohio? Yeah, he used to be sick. But he's looking good right now, going front end low over a couple of things, not so super handy dip style, but he's leading Tom Cano, Ethan Gurst, a bunch of other guys behind him as he's pushing forwards, trying to get to this race lead.
Yeah, and he is losing time as we speak right there. Nice little pass up the inside. Tom Cano getting passed by Ethan Gurst, who we know is always fast and never has skins. So he's up into third place. Tom Cano back to the fourth spot. And it's Cepeda fifth after all that chaos. Alonzo Robin in the sixth spot. Caden Pankow seventh. Zollers eighth. And then we finally see Wyatt Grant in ninth. Now, this is Josh Grant's son, if you haven't been with us before, and he is fast as can be in this game. He is really good, had a good outdoor season, good SMX championship as well, and certainly factors in to hopefully be a competitor in this 250 West title fight. But to first race in this main event, you have to qualify for it. And right now doing an okay job of it in eighth, but trying to move forward.
Yeah, and he dodged a couple guys there too during that section. You can always tell kind of the skill level too when someone gets pushed off the track and they're able to kind of double or triple back on away from the bales, just the bike control they have as he capitalizes, gets another spot away from Zollers as he makes a small mistake there in that triple section. Wyatt Grant over the tunnel jump is going to kind of give himself a little bit of breathing room behind and just set his sights forward even more. Ooh, but he cases that triple on, and Zollers is going to take it right back.
Yeah, and here comes Andre Feitosa, who was in the final transfer spot. Wyatt Grant might be in trouble right here as Wilczek now knocking on the door, and Grant goes back into the final transfer spot. This is Wilczek in 10th, but going down is Feitosa at the end of the whoops. We saw it. Oh, and at the end of the triple section right there, Wyatt Grant is off the track. I think he may have gone down with Wilczek. Yeah, Wilczek just getting up from the inside right there. So Braxton Martin moves into 8th. Wyatt Grant is still 9th, and suddenly a host of other riders in the mix right now. Wyatt Grant's going to try to get back by Dylan Delaire. Triples on to the inside middle, actually, through them both. Passes them into 8th position. Grant stays 9th, gets around the 412 right there of Braxton Martin. Christopher Harris also in the mix. But what a move by Dylan Delaire on the 12.
Yeah, that's crazy moves right here by Delaire. Look at that pack right behind him. There's 6 guys in this section behind him. Wyatt Grant still trying to fight off a couple riders there. Ooh, huge. That was a kind of sexy whip right there behind him. Wyatt Grant, though, look how tight this race is right here. Got so many guys, and this is all around the transfer spot here. None of these guys want to move back. They all want to move forward, so everyone's going to be fighting. No one's going to roll over and just give it up here. As Wyatt Grant, see if he gets the triple on cleanly. This time he does, but a lot of fast guys behind him. Wilczek, Woods, a bunch of guys from the outside looking in.
Yeah, so Wyatt Grant trying to stabilize his position. Braxton Martin, Christopher Harris, Wilczek, Cash Woods back here, as you said as well. And a mistake right there at the end of the whoops by Braxton Martin is going to cost him some time. Cash Woods is trying to get down the inside of the 112 machine of Christopher Harris, and he'll do that up into 11th. Now, this is a name, again, that we talked about in the pre-show. One of those guys that we certainly expect to factor in for this championship. Multi-time race winner in the 250 class already. 11th, 5 minutes into the opening heat race of the year. So in danger of going to that last chance qualifier unless he gets a move on, but he's got some fast guys to get around.
And this is that short series in the 250 class. We said you can't afford to give up missing a main event, as Cash Woods is able to get one more spot there moving into 10th, but still there's not that much race to go here, and you give yourself a trip to the LCQ, anything can happen. And look at this, jumping into tough blocks. His nerves have got to be high. He doesn't look like he's super comfortable on the bike or the track right now, so got to see if he can really take some deep breaths, put his nerves away, and start moving his way forward. I think if he stays on 2 wheels, maybe capitalize on the crash, but it's got to be one of the riders right in front of him. So you really got to start putting the track together, because, man, if he misses the main at Anaheim 1 here, it's going to be bad.
Man, this track looks very demanding, a lot of movement, and this is all joystick inputs that you're watching him make with how much he's moving around on the bike and going forward, backwards, scrubbing through things, leaning into the corners and out. And you get an onboard perspective of what Cash Woods is seeing on this racetrack as he's in 10th now. Dylan Delaire in 8th just ran the fastest lap of the race as Barry Brand still leads this thing by 2.5 seconds over Dan White. And I feel like something's about to happen for this final transfer spot. Zollers just made a mistake in front of Wyatt Grant. That slowed everybody down a little bit, as it also allowed Dallaire to go by. But you have to imagine that at some point with the speed he's carrying, Cash Woods is going to get in this group. And I don't know where he's going to go because there's so many big names in this group right now as well.
Yeah, and Wilczek and Cash Woods are only 2 seconds back right behind him. So really, these guys, they got to just keep it together, keep pushing. They can't let off the gas pedal, because if you slow down just a little bit, make one mistake, it's going to come back to bite you and you're going to be out of this thing. So you see these guys all kind of struggling to get through these rhythm sections on the 250, very demanding. Yeah, a lot of bike motion. Like you said, Zollers gets a little kick there. Cash Woods up the inside trying to make a move.
Doesn't go for it just yet and gets into the rear tire. Wilczek's going to go back by him as Zollers holds on to the final transfer spot. And we're coming to the white flag with all of these guys in tow over the line. This is all the way up to 6th place, Ethan Gerst, and all the way back to 11th place, Cash Woods, nose to tail right now. Zollers is in the bubble spot, still just sitting here as Wilczek closes in. Wyatt Grant and the 12 of Dallaire right in front of him. Look at how close this train is. This is going to get really gnarly.
Yeah, I mean, for this to be the transfer spot, 3 guys ahead, 3 guys behind in such close quarters is kind of crazy on the last lap here. We thought the first heat race was good, and this one's just giving us even more fireworks here. Whoa. Look at that, jumps around the outside. Zoller's not going to roll over.
They don't triple in cleanly. Look at, through the middle goes Cash Woods to get them both, and then a mistake from Wilczek as he gets sideways. Zoller's up the inside, tries to get it back, but Woods opportunistically jumps through the middle of both of them to get into 9th. Meanwhile, up front, Barry Brands is about to win this race, but all the action's going on behind him. Look at Woods into the 9th spot, trying to get down the inside of the 27 of Wyatt Grant. Not there yet, but who gets through the whoops clean? Threw them pretty good there, and I don't see anybody up ahead making any mistakes either. Oh my gosh, as close as this was, I can't believe there wasn't more chaos as you see in the background. People getting Riley, but Woods makes it by the skin of his teeth in 9th. Everybody crosses within a half second of each other. It was Woods behind Wyatt Grant. We also had Gerst up there. Dallaire got all the way to 6th. Cepeda 5th. Robin 4th. Quinault in 3rd. Dan White 2nd. And Barry Brands did indeed win this heat race. So apologies to you Barry Brands fans out there. We didn't watch the end of that, but I thought for sure we'd see more chaos with that tow of riders in a freight train right there.
No, I mean, you got to watch that. 6th place. From 5th place, there was only a second gap, 0.6, 0.3, 0.5, 0.8, 0.4, 0.2, all the way down to 12th after cuts. Just absolutely insane right there. I think that might be one of the closest, like, back gaps we've ever seen at the end of like a race. Oh my gosh, especially for a transfer into the main event straight out of the heat race. Oh my gosh.
Did cuts affect any of it? So Gerst was 7th. He ends up 9th after cuts. Wyatt Grant got bounced. Wyatt Grant was 8th. He ends up 10th.
Oh my god.
So Wyatt Grant ends up 10th. Cash Woods jumps, no way, all the way to 5th?
And 14th? Yeah, because there's only like 2 seconds between them.
So Cash Woods goes from finishing 9th to 5th after penalties. This is post-race. Some penalties that are applied for going off the track and gaining an advantage. So Woods up to 5th, Cepeda 6th, Zoller 7th, Dallaire 8th, Gerst 9th. Wyatt Grant goes to the LCQ with Wilczek, Harris, Braxton Martin. Unbelievable turn of events because he ended up in 8th and he does not make the main event.
That was insane. I'm speechless. I mean, so Dan White, people were saying in the chat, he's an MX Bikes pro that ended up getting banned for who knows what, but then comes over here into Sim in his first ever 250 heat race to start the year. He's battling for the win. That was crazy. Barry Brands ends up taking it. What a wild ride that was.
Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely insane set of heat races.
My heart's going.
We've already got a couple good heat races in the books, and it's only going to get better because guess what? The big 4 fatties are coming to the gate right now. Can't wait to see what these guys uncork on this already insane racetrack. Xander Brion leads them in over Blake O'Brien, Alec Horn, Cody Branson, Spencer Turley, Tanner Rogers, Maxime Vanderbeek, Devin Davis, Rasmus Balzer, your defending champion, Colby Eagland, Caleb Hall, Cade Matherly, Ash Deering, Frank Jackson, Brandon Nygren, Garrett Hollenbeck, Braden Tharp, Braden Carter, Jaden Wilson, Brandon Larson, Walter Gebhardt in this one. So look at that. We already get our 2 most recent 450 Supercross champions, and I believe we also get last year's 2 250 champions in the same heat race. Cade, Braden Tharp, Braden Carter, Colby Eagland, all of your champs of recent memory in the same heat race to start off the year.
It's insane. Someone's going to be pissed because they're going to be going to the LCQ. But I used to like when people would stay in 250s and kind of keep going and try to dominate. But I think lately I've really liked the 250 champions kind of moving up to the 450 class a little bit sooner, it feels like. Going out there and trying to compete, trying to dominate, even racing opposite coasts. Wyatt Grant, we saw moonlight in 450s last year. He's not even a championship guy, but just seeing him kind of move up and create some new storylines to tell, pretty awesome. And man, it's going to be fun. The names that you read off is just unbelievably stacked. I know we talked about it before, but to see these guys all on the track at once is going to be gnarly.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic heat race, and hopefully we get to see these guys all at the sharp end of the field off the start of this one as well. Get a look at some of these guys and their setups. There is Cade Matherly, your defending 250 East champion on the 25 machine. Frank Jackson, Rasmus Balzer, former champion as well of his own right. Blake O'Brien with the danger setup right there as well. The 38, he landed on it, so I guess he went for the Deegs look. There is Devin Davis as well, Maxime Vanderbeek. There is the 9 of Braden Tharp, the new number 9 machine. Garrett Hollenbeck, Ash Deering, Brandon Larson, Tanner Rogers, Colby Eaglin with the 1. We'll get a look at him in just a second. And new to this year, they are not running red plates at the openers IRL, so neither is Colby Eaglin. He just chose to do what they are doing IRL. So no number 1 with the red backgrounds. A little sad to not see that, but I get why he chose not to do it.
I think it makes sense.
Here we go. Time for the first 450 heat race of 2026. It's a good one. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Oh, Turley loops out. A couple other guys getting squirrely as well as into turn number 1. It's a KTM of Xander Brion who gets there first. Tharp up the inside on the 9's trying to take it. Is through the middle. Is that Walter Giblets trying to get up there? No, it's Tanner Rogers that goes into the race lead on the 50. Tharp into the second spot as Brion made a mistake. And I think those guys jumping the gate caused a lot of the guys around him to have bad starts.
Yeah, it can definitely throw you off when you're ready to flinch at a moment's notice and you see that happen. Also, I just love that Spencer Turley. I don't know any of these guys' gear or bikes they're running just yet, but when you see Spencer Turley, Tanner Rogers, look at this. He's already got a pretty decent gap right here over Braden Tharp, but Tharp has a lot of people right behind him, and he's got Braden Carter 2 spots back in 4th as he throws that first rhythm section. Just like that, Brion's going to go. Actually, accidentally lands on him. So Carter in the 3rd, Brion in the 2nd. Brion's going down. Does he collect?
He takes Carter with him. And also going down off the back wheel of them was Beelars off the side of the track. So huge lead for Tanner Rogers now as Blake O'Brien goes into 2nd. He's about to get teed up as well at the inside. That was a beautiful pass right there by Caleb Hall in the 54 machine. So it's all kicking off. Tanner Rogers has a 6-second lead at the end of lap number 1 as everybody went down. Absolutely insane. Frank Jackson, O'Brien, Hollenbeck, Turley, after hitting the gate, is in like 6th. Eagland, our defending champ, runs in the 7th spot. Carter now in 8th on the 2, and Brion ends up in 9th after all that chaos. Matherly rounds out our top 10, but insane to see some mistakes out of our champions.
That was wild. I mean, the number 1 thing you want to hear from your friends if they're spotting for you as the race leader is going to be, hey, 4 out of the 5 guys behind you just went down. So I think you got a pretty good lead. As we were looking at Colby Eaglin here coming through the sand, trying to make some moves, see if he can kind of gain on these guys. He's in the middle of a nice little pack here, so he can't really move around too much as he's trying to pass Turley, so he's sitting right around in 7th place right now. But look at just how smooth Colby Eaglin is, even going a little bit long there. These guys, they seem more stable. The 450 is a little bit heavier, but not rocking around as much as the 250 guys were when they were making mistakes in that rhythm section. Ooh, goes a little bit high though, gets a little kiss from Braden Carter there. The 1 and 2 machines running 7 and 8 over the finish line here, trying to work their way forward together.
Yep, and they are teammates as well, so that also factors into this, trying to push each other as much as they're maybe pushing each other in a championship fight. They want to get to the front of this heat race and not be stuck back here. They got to get through Spencer Turley, Garrett Hollenbeck, Blake O'Brien, all running in a bit of a line right here, and a good fight of it as well. It looks like Eaglin went for the quad single, closed up a little bit on these guys, but nothing doing just yet as we all go over the Supercross triple. Rogers still leads by 5.5 seconds over Frank Jackson and then Caleb Hall. Then this battle, which is turning into a good one. Hollenbeck down, and that almost caused some chaos, but everybody was able to get through clean as Hollenbeck loses a transfer spot.
I guess he is a Hollenbeck girl. So we got Braden Carter right here in 7th. So it's nice though, this whole battle right here. Yeah, there's 5 or 6 guys on the track really, really close. But as Braden Carter jumps a little too deep, gets into the back of his teammate Colby Eaglin. They both somehow don't fall off the bikes and they're able to hold that position. I was going to say though, right behind Braden Carter right here is 8th place, but then there is about a 5 or 6 second gap behind them. So they have some breathing room even when you're in a tight battle here. Yes, you want to move forward. Yes, you want to get a better gate pick for the main event, but to know that you're not kind of one small mistake from going back out, being in a battle that puts you out of the transfer spot, it is a good feeling for these guys to have.
Yeah, so Carter, I honestly, I'm still just dumbfounded that he picked it up sideways in the corner, cut down the berm, and entered the whoops at an angle I don't think I've ever seen anybody enter, and still got up on top of him, no problem. These guys are literally animals in this day and age, and those whoops are tough too. They're not easy whoops. They're big, and they're technical, and it's still early in the race, so they haven't broken down yet, but that is insane. And yes, also, if you're just joining us for the first time, you've never seen this before, the track does get worse as the race goes on. Not as the entire night goes on. The track resets every single time the server restarts, unfortunately. But this track is going to get worse as the race goes on, and especially in the main events, we'll see ruts really forming and getting gnarly for those guys as O'Brien gets passed by Braden Carter and gets stuck in the berm there for a minute, allows the 55 of Brion to go by. But Carter and Eaglin kind of checking each other this whole race, staying right on top of each other and following each other through the field as they have reached the tail feathers of Frank Jackson. They're now running 5th and 6th, Jackson in 4th. Just up ahead of that, Turley now in the 3 spot, Caleb Hall in front of that in 2nd. And then a still 8-second gap up to Tanner Rogers, who I think is probably about guaranteed to win this heat, barring a crash at this point.
Yeah, I mean, keep it on 2 wheels, but that's tricky when you got whoops as difficult as these ones. And, the rest of the track, you see these rhythm sections, how much forward and backwards movement these riders are doing every single time to get into those pockets. Really tricky timing here. But, they're making do here as Tanner Rogers is just running such a great race. And honestly, not super surprised because he's had some good ones. As Turley messes up that rhythm, gets landed on right there. 2 riders down. Carter hits him, but is able to keep it kind of on 2 wheels.
He's off the track at the right side of the whoops.
Insane.
And then repasses Eaglin, who was just going through the whoops, no problem. I don't think that's okay, Braden. I mean, I understand you're trying to get momentum going back in the whoops, but probably should have lost a lot of time right there.
Who's the one that did that a lot for a while? Was it Savachi that did it 4 times in 1 year?
Whoops, yeah.
Yeah, good times.
But yes, Carter and Eaglin now are 3rd and 4th respectively, still nose to tail, but this time it is the 4-time champ ahead of the 2025 champ as he has made the move and gone on forwards. Looks like Brion's kind of hanging tough with them as well, so that's kind of cool to see. Brion getting in the mix with these guys. We'll continue to track their progress. There's O'Brien, there is Jackson, there is Turley, and here is the final transfer spot. Your 250 West reigning champ and 250 outdoor champ Braden Tharp on the number 9 machine is in the final transfer spot. This is not his 450 debut either. He has a 450 main event win to his credit already, if you can believe it, when he moonlighted on the opposite coast in the past. But cool to see him full-time on a 450 now and trying to make it right into the main event at A1.
That is crazy because I forgot about that, but you have to think how much confidence that has to give him, knowing he's been there before, he's tried out this class, and he's been on the top step. So, I mean, look at that whoop speed. He's got speed. He's got skill. Just, first race of the year, there could be nerves. There could be jitters. There are some on the track. And, he got some pressure, though, just to make the main. He's in the 9th spot. He'd like to move a little bit forward. But, hey, dude, get yourself into the main event. You can figure it out there.
Oh, man, and he just absolutely turned it upside
down
right
sick.
now.
Brion was tossed too, and then he threw it harder. And
Look
I was
at the quad single.
Oh!
He lands on him, though.
He's dead.
He's trying to quad single to the inside, and that might have just cost him a trip to the main event. Brion and him are down together. Matherly and Nygren went by, so the other 250 champ benefits from that. He goes into 9th. Nygren went by as well. I don't know why you're going quad single right there when you're in a transfer spot, but
or with someone right ahead of you.
Yeah, not really a smart move. But what is a smart move is getting the early lead and letting everybody else crash behind you so you can easily win the first heat race of the year. That's what Tanner Rogers did. He is your 450 Heat 1 winner here in Anaheim. and easily done in the end. Caleb Hall will, by the skin of his teeth, hold on for the 2 spot. Braden Carter tried to get there, but will end up 3rd. Eaglin, the defending champ, will get 4th in this one, so mind you gate pick and how that factors in. He'll be 7th or 8th. Spencer Turley in the 5 spot, Jackson 6th, O'Brien 7th, Nygren 8th, and Matherly does indeed make it through in P9. So Tharp, the first man out, will at least have first gate pick or second in the LCQ. But he's definitely headed to the LCQ in his 450 rookie season.
Wow. Tanner Rogers, he's so fast, but I feel like whether it's inconsistency or not racing every race, he's got national number 50, which means like he's smack dab in the middle of the top 100 racers, you know? You don't really expect him to just go out, but he has had really, really good races in the past, and you kind of forget sometimes. And then someone said he hasn't really played that much the last 3 months, so it's always impressive when you see these guys come out and just put down such a good ride. I mean, how long was that race? 9 minutes of just complete domination, a good start, and just riding perfect. And all these other guys, you know, you got past champs missing it. You got people, you know, you got your 2 past champs getting 3rd and 4th. You're like, oh yeah, they're going to come out and win their heat race, be 1-2. And they're not starting off super hot. So, you know, only double the time in the main event, 20 minutes for how long that race took. So these guys really got to step up, nail their starts. At least they are in the top half of gate picks for Eaglin and Carter, respectively. But I don't know. It's crazy.
I'll ask you this because you just mentioned the time difference, longer main events, of course. But start is a big factor. Is this track good for passing or not?
Ooh. Yes, in the sense that there's a lot of mistakes to be made. I don't think you're able to like race yourself into that spot. We've seen on this on your screen on the far left, the yellow bales, the long rhythm section, they go triple on off, triple triple. It's really hard to get that off and time both of those triples. If someone goes a little too long on one of them or clips, they're ending up losing half a second there, and that's how you're making that pass. You're not really making that pass by scrubbing onto a jump or scrubbing a rhythm section or, you know, getting a better drive out of a corner. It seems to all be based around other people's mistakes. So I think if you see someone that's really consistent, you know, maybe an Eaglin gets up there and he's running away in first and he's just focused on hitting his marks, I think that's what you got to watch out for. You got to watch out for lappers cartwheeling all over the place. But I don't think you can like race yourself mano-y-mano and just like be that much faster than the people around you. So if you fall down off the start and you're in 15th place and you're 10 seconds back, it's going to be really hard to gain time. And I think we might see, even with the longer race, some of those guys getting stuck back there and not able to climb. As maybe other tracks, you could see a Braden Carter go from 15th to 2nd in a main event.
Yeah, start's always important for sure, but maybe even a little bit more so tonight with how difficult this track is setting up to pass, those mistakes becoming critical junctures as well for guys to feel a little bit better about it. I was finally getting a look at some of these guys on the track. I was told that Leclerc would be running his outdoor bike from last year, and I downloaded the outdoor fills pack, and he's running something different. So I don't know. Braden Carter is the man in charge of getting his old team's skins all done, and wouldn't you know it, they're not done. We just have default Hondas all being ran for the Phil Ski and Snowboard gentlemen, which is sad. Would have liked to see their good stuff for A1, but traditions not getting skins done. How about this kid though? This Jay-Z Media. Look at this, dude. Throwback Angel stuff. You just jizz everywhere?
Yeah. It's all over the whole room. Oh, dude, man. That's the best. Oh my God, those are the best Angel jerseys ever.
Let's see if we get
the periwinkle blue with the pinstripes. Oh my God.
One Industries too.
Who is that? What's his name? Armbruster?
Jacob Armbruster.
Oh my God. DM me. Sharp. I love you.
Looking sharp. Here we go. 450 Heat 2 is off and running. A beautiful start for the 7. Gets his nose out there first. That is, of course, the fast Frenchman, Alexis Leclerc. But is he going to lead out of turn 1? Not quite. Cooper Hunt gets there and takes the lead into turn number 2 down the inside. Leclerc's fighting it out with the 43 of, who is that right there? So 44 of Seth Shirley. He's going to try to quad into the lead as he quads over these guys. Has to go off the track on the triple. Risky re-entry. Gets pushed wide. Leclerc stuffs him into the top of those bales. I don't think that was on purpose. Leclerc got a little extra shove himself as Seth Carr made it through. Sully with a good start in the 2 spot, but Cooper Hunt leads here on lap number 1. Much more chaotic start to this one than we saw in Heat 1.
I mean, Leclerc had the line. He did a little jerk to the right, did he not? Oh my gosh, Leclerc, that was awesome. I love Alexis Leclerc. You know, he's got that lag advantage too from being overseas. Cooper Hunt, though, getting yanked right now by Seth Carr as he absolutely crushes the whoops right behind him. Still able to hold it on. Leads first lap of Heat 2 here in the 450 class. Anaheim 1. Cooper Hunt, though, got a lot of pressure right now. No time to breathe. They got a second and a half to Elliott Person right behind him. So these two, just a super close battle. Let's see who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, well, it's Seth Carr that did move into the 2 spot on the 6, and he is feisty. For those of you that may have seen the game the last 5 or so years, and you know the name Payson Johnson, well, Seth Carr is becoming known as the new Payson Johnson. He was your 450 motocross champion. He's one of the fastest riders in the game currently. From a raw speed perspective, his lap times are always insane, puts down some crazy stuff, especially in the main events, and he is no slouch at this game whatsoever. But he has not proven it in 450 Supercross just yet after a bad rookie season last year, not able to get things really rolling, had a few wins, but never quite got into the championship picture. He wants to come in and do some damage in 2026, and into the lead he goes here in Heat number 2, round the outside, waited for a mistake, which it seems like is what we're going to see on this racetrack, waiting for that mistake, pounces, and into the lead goes the 6.
Yeah, Seth Carr always was like my hot lap hero, like wreckers or checkers type of guy, and I feel like he wasn't getting a lot of wins from the start, and he was just like, oh my god, look at the speed, okay, he's down, and that's Payson Johnson's MO. But then Payson would all of a sudden just do the insane speed and dominate and stay consistent, and he is an outdoor champion, so you know he eventually was able to wrangle that speed together, keep the elite speed, and keep the consistency enough to win a title. So Seth Carr is becoming a dangerous man here in the 450 class if he can keep both of those two things going. And I think if you're Braden Carter, Colby Eaglin, and other guys looking to go for this title, he is one of the guys you're the most worried about.
Yep, so Carr getting an early lead and pulling away now from Cooper Hunt. Luke Sullivan still there in 3rd, then Jacob Hubbard with his teammate Elliott Person. We saw Hubbard obviously displaying the track for us earlier, so seeing him a little bit out there. There's Hayden Stevenson, former winner in the 250 class of this race, now rocking the number 24 for Nexus on the Yamaha. He is in 6th, just ahead of Seth Shirley. Shirley, though, getting blocked right there by Elliott Person, who loses a position. He goes back to 6th, now back to 7th, back to 6th again, as another mistake out of Cooper Hunt pushes him to the 7th spot. Chase Blakely with the Jason Anderson replica. He's number 21 career number, and he always seems to run whatever Ando's running, which is kind of sick. So cool to see the BPC 21 machine rocking it here. And then BAC, Braden Castellaneta on the 22, rounds out your transfer positions. He's right in front of 2021 national champion Tyler Lang. And of course, these two work very closely together on the race factory side of things. So a little bit of friendly banter here between two guys that have spent a lot of time getting this series ready to go.
Yeah, sorry. I got distracted a little bit. I'm the worst. I'm so sorry. Braden Castellaneta, though, looking great here, off to a good start. You know what we haven't seen, well, we didn't see so far, but I feel like we might see in the main event is a Braden Castellaneta hole shot, because it's weird to see him so far back when he's normally just straight off the rip, always going fast. Look at that. Tyler Lang goes from 10th as the rider's down into 9th. So now both of these two riders in safely in transfer positions, trying to pull that gap out a little bit. God, look at how technical this section is. They both, T-Lane case twice, Castellaneta case once, and goes down. Sebo goes outside and gets passed up the inside and cleaned by Chase B. It looked yellow, but it was just or it looked green, but it was the gear. I do love his J.A. Anderson replicas. But yeah, man, a little hectic back here for these guys.
Getting wild.
Not as tight, but big mistakes.
Chase B!
The cross-up seat bounce. That's the worst.
Brutal. And Cooper Hunt takes advantage. He goes into 8th. Johnny Padani goes into 9th. Heard a little tasty rumor that this guy was just not going to wake up anymore because he lives in like Ireland or something. I forget, somewhere over
scared
there.
me.
But he was like, I'm not waking up anymore. I don't want to do these races. And here he is in 9th in the 450 class. So I don't know, man. These guys just show up when they want to show up. Braden Castellaneta, though, in 10th now. And then Siebold, your 2020 champ, back in the 11th spot now, just in front of Ryan Cheesecake Chowsey, a.k.a. Washed in MX Bikes. I think I have that right. Or do I have that wrong? No, I probably have that wrong.
Just calling him
I'm just
Washed.
calling random people. As he goes down the inside and passes the 2020 champ, Jeremy Siebold. But yeah, Ryan Chowsey moving up into the 11th spot. Castellaneta is still 10th, and Prod holding down P9, closing that gap down to Seth Shirley, who's having a bit of an up and down heat race for the fast man out of Edgemoor, South Carolina on the JIBR.co. Number 44, Kawasaki, back up into the 8th spot.
Seven.
And gets into...
No.
Who was that he just got into right there? Cooper Hunt. Cooper Hunt was down, and he's in the Davalos bales. They're both getting going and lost several positions. So up into a transfer spot now is Braden Castellaneta. Chase B almost just teed up Cooper Hunt. I don't know. Chase B's got a vendetta right now against those District Designs Yamahas. He does not care who's on him. He's about to take him out.
Yeah, he does not care who you are at all. Chase B moving his way forward here. I see on this track, I feel like you get battles, but they end so quickly somehow. They're very hectic, but they end quickly because of how difficult the rhythm sections are. And this racetrack as a whole, as the leader just hit the white flag. Chase B trying to hold on here, though, too. And it's weird. Different people doing this double across that start straight or just the single option. Look at that. They look exactly the same. Chase B goes a little long. He's getting passed around the outside, but Chase B has control of the inside. He doesn't cut down. Chase B is able to rail that whole corner there, keep it on two wheels, and stay in his position, but he's got some pressure from behind. Let's see if there's a move.
Oh, down the inside. Yeet. Takes him out. Cooper Hunt. See, this is the kind of fun stuff you get just for 11th place right now. It's not even a transfer spot, and we're watching some sick stuff.
I wish front end lock wasn't a thing, because that would have been sick if he could have gotten back after him. That was such a clean pass there, though, as we move here forward. As watch Siebold in a battle.
Down the inside, Seth Shirley. That's Shirley versus Siebold for the final transfer spot. Shirley a mistake as he slides out going onto the tabletop, but Siebold is in the final transfer spot right behind Braden Castellaneta, and I thought that might materialize, but now Shirley has got to really make up some time in about a half a lap's time here to get back to the rear fender of Jeremy Siebold. As you mentioned, white flag is out, and it is now checkered flag for Seth Carr, your first or second heat race winner of the year in the 450 class. Luke Sullivan will get second. Elliot Person third, Jacob Hubbard fourth, T-Lang fifth, Stevenson sixth, Padani seventh, Siebold is now eighth, so Shirley got by. Castellaneta's gone backwards. Is he got something teed up right here coming into the corner? He launches into the berm.
Ooh,
we got to ride it down on the straightaway. They got to go on either side of him. Does Castellaneta go for the kill? No, Shirley makes it to the main event right in that final transfer spot, P9, and Castellaneta goes to the LCQ. Doesn't matter if he builds the tracks. He still doesn't know him better than the rest. As Cooper Hunt also joins him. Nico Marcini. Ryan Cheesecake Chassis, who I did confirm is washed in MX Bikes. That is his name. I'm not kidding. That's his name. It's not even like a slight.
I know, but I just want it to be clipped like just that. Just can confirm is washed.
We got Chase B going to the LCQ. Your guy Jay-Z also going back there.
God, dude.
I wish he would just run his real name. Like, we know your name is Jacob Armbruster.
Yeah.
Run your real name. We don't need to be running Jay-Z.
I was wondering why it was an O, but it's One Industries. That's why it has that. But yeah. I think I want, instead of that gear, please reach out. Please reach out. I will play the game just to wear that gear.
But the 6 of Seth Carr gets the job done in 450 heat number 2. So, bit of a mixed in heat race wins. We got Tanner Rogers winning one heat race, and a fast rider that we expect to win maybe the main event. Seth Carr wins the other heat race, and that sets us up for a very interesting 450 main event coming up. But what it really sets us up for is the best 2 races of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes plus a lap, 4 go to the main event. It's time for the last chance qualifiers.
God, we need like an intro for it. You know, like the segments on Pulp. Like there's like some. I feel like we need like the Kiefer After Dark, like the boing and all the weird stuff, because it's just like a circus that's about to happen. Yeah, we're going to the LCQ, and Oh man, the best race of the night. I have to pee so bad, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till the LCQs are done because it's way more important than missing the start of the main event. I don't care about that. That's a long race. I'm trying to see these guys go battle for the death. Only 4 spots available for about 20 people on the line here, and it's gonna be a good one.
By the way, for those wondering on YouTube, I don't
understand
why it's so far behind. What I think I'm going to do is leave the broadcast on like an extra 5 to 10 minutes after we do finish tonight to make sure that the YouTube side like catches up or whatever it does. But currently they're in the middle of 450 Heat 2. I can see it on my own YouTube on my phone. So, they're a little bit behind, but you guys will catch up, I'm sure, and see some racing here soon. And I don't know what, like, I'm not seeing anything on my end that's causing the lagging, but clearly something's going on because it's falling behind.
I think it is that, like, all those lags and misframes and stuttering that even though it's not showing up on, like, the reporting is just slowly putting you behind.
Yeah.
If you're losing 1/10 of every second, it's going to slowly work its way through.
Oh, here comes my daughter. Good night, sweetheart. I love you. Do you want to say anything?
Oh, sweet pajamas.
No, she doesn't want to say anything on the mic. Sad.
There's a reindeer riding a motorcycle? Hell yeah. Good night.
Always got the family stuff going on here, so apologies if you did not want to hear kids on the broadcast.
You know what?
That's what it is.
It's been happening for 7 years now? 6 years? 5 years? How old is she?
5.5.
They got to get used to it. It's part of the program here.
250 LCQ. We got the fastest qualifier, Dash McMillan, in here. We've got some big names that will be very disappointed not to make the main event tonight. We obviously saw Wyatt Grant, Max Wilczek, all those guys. What happened to them? I think I'm ready for chaos, Haywood.
Are you ready to rumble? Oh, God. This is going to be so good.
Be good. It is 4 riders battling for these spots. Who's going to go to the main event? We're about to find out. Last chance for the 250 riders at A1. Let's go.
Clean start so far.
Pretty decent start for an LCQ. Little bit of chaos in the back as some guys go down, but getting the whole shot. Bodie Parker as some more riders fall down in the 2 or 3 positions behind him. Parker gets the early lead from rider Bednar. Dash McMillan, your fast qualifier up here. J.R. Reyes jumps into the 4th spot, trying to get into 3rd as Jackson Lindsay jumps up the inside. 5 riders in the air over the triple at the same time. It is close at the front, and the leader goes down.
He took out 3.
Takes almost all of them with him. J.R. Reyes takes over the lead from Killian Ortiz, who gets passed by Andre Feitosa, and Brandon Walther goes into the final transfer spot. That is what happens in LCQs, everybody.
That is why we love them so much. Walter going right up the inside, making that move, cutting back down to take it away. Perfectly executed corner right there by Brandon as Killian Ortiz is trying to fight. Jumping outside, though, he's got 2 riders up the inside of him. Christopher Harris, he gets put off the track. Ryan Bednar there. All these guys, more riders down. Oh, my God. It is just chaos here.
Someone coming in from off track who is up front goes down. J.R. Reyes will lead the opening lap, but it's rider Bednar, Jeff Cooper, Max Wilczek, 2, 3, 4. All those positions have changed so much since the first corner of this race. Langstrup and Harris now 5 and 6. But we'll keep an eye on this little 3-pack right here because we've seen so much chaos already. I have to imagine there might even be more to be had from this 3-rider group right here.
Yeah, it's definitely not over. I do think when you're up front in this 3-rider battle, you're like, okay, you jump on the left side, I'll jump on the right side. We're not going to get close to each other. As, looks like someone went down hard. Max Wilczek now took over 3rd place.
Track, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, spreads this out a little bit, but man.
Wait, no, you're right.
Yeah,
Our leader went down. Our leader is down.
What?
He, where did he go?
I saw someone dropping far, like 15th, like maybe quit.
Did his game crash? Well, Wyatt Grant's out of this. Where is our early leader? Where did he go?
J.R. Reyes?
Yeah, J.R. Reyes, right?
Yeah.
Why is he back here? Did he jump off the track?
I thought he went down in that section, but it was kind of just weird because the camera switched, so we lost him right away. But
that was weird. Okay.
Bednar, Cooper, Harris. We'll check top 4.
Rider Bednar leads lap number 2. It's all over the place right now. and it is only going to get worse from here, I feel. Jeff Cooper in second, Harris third. Wilczek still on the bubble spot, so he's gotten passed twice now. Langstrup going at it right now with Bodie Parker, who had that early lead, then jumped off the track, then went down, got sideways, is all over the place up there. And now the lead battle's going at it. Jeff Cooper's trying to get Ryder Bednar as all the chaos is commencing in the background. I don't know what to watch. I feel like something's going to happen in both positions.
Yeah, I mean, the bubble, yeah, they're not too close. There's a little battle for 5 and 6, too, right behind them. So I think right here, maybe we can see both of them as the camera moves around the track. We can see ahead of them and behind as these guys try to hold on, try to move their way forward towards that lead pack. And it does look like they are closing up just a little bit here, but this is the biggest rhythm section on the track, in my opinion. Look at that
Jeff
little
Cooper
pass
to the
for lead as Cooper takes away from Bednar going in the whoops.
Yep, Bednar gets through him clean, though, right behind him. Christopher Harris rails it, jumps off the track. Oh, somebody front flipping to death in the background. That was Nicholas Langstrup. Rest in peace, he's out of here as Wilczek holds on to the 4th spot, and it's 5 riders in tow over the finish line jump. 3.5 minutes have come and gone, only a minute and a half plus that 1 lap still remain. Wilczek's on the bubble, but they are nose to tail 1 through 5 right now. This is getting spicy for the 250 LCQ.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Just when you can see 5 guys in the same rhythm section that close halfway through the LCQ as a rider gets in the back of him, Wilczek. So Harris is there. Oh, Harris makes another pass right there past Bednar, so he is now into second place. That's really nice to go from the bubble to second in an LCQ. Give yourself a little bit more room to breathe. All these guys going to the outside line of the sand too. It looks a little bit easier, and this triple looks clean, but Bednar cases that too and loses another spot. Bodie Parker goes for the triple there, makes a pass too. These guys are all over the place. You would think they'd kind of relax because they're in the transfer spot, but they're switching it up all over the place.
So Parker makes 2 passes, gives them right back as both Harris and Bednar go back by. And then here comes Wilczek with Tyler Show, Feitosa also right there in the background trying to close this gap down. So you see
top 4 on screen.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your screen coming down the straightaway to the finish line jump. Jeff Cooper still leads over the finish line jump, but Harris, Bednar right there behind him. Bednar getting passed again. Parker triples on to get by him, and then Wilczek to the outside. Bednar takes him out. Wilczek down, trying to get into 4th place. Bednar holds the position. Now next up, Tyler Show's going to try to get by him.
Yeah, Tyler Show trying to creep up here in this section, going triple, double, the usual, going up the inside. I wish we saw these guys take a little bit different lines. Oh, Show gets past him, though. Bednar makes a small mistake getting off that tabletop. It is very difficult. I forgot about that jump right there when we were doing the track preview. And Show's now trying to work his way and make even more passes as Bednar goes down behind him. Wilczek goes and makes a block pass right there, allows Show to get by just a little bit more. And these guys are battling out front. They don't care where they're at in the transfer spot. They're trying to make some moves, get a slightly better gate pick.
Yeah, and with Bednar's mistake, this gave everybody here a bit more breathing room as the white flag is coming out this time by. So they're all trying to settle into a position. Harris on the bubble now. Has to get through these whoops clean 2 more times. Gets through them at least once. White flag now out for race leader Jeff Cooper as he checks in out front. Bodie Parker, Tyler Show, Christopher Harris, 2, 3, 4 behind him. Then a little gap back to Bednar, Feitosa, Wilczek still hanging out back there. This could be the difference maker, though. Oh, Harris short, tripling on right there. Can Bednar get close because of that? He's not able to get the triple on either, but it was a little bit smoother. Oh, how nervous are you if you're Christopher Harris right now?
Dude, the LCQ at Anaheim 1 is not where you want to be in the first place or any opening round for that matter, but to be sitting on the bubble is so scary. Harris, though, making a nice little move up here, trying to jump across. Is that a lapper? I think that is. No, that was Tyler Show right there. He was just really, really wide in that section for some reason, going into the triple. Almost looked like he let him by, but you're not going to let someone by and put yourself right back on the bubble. So small mistake there as these two are trying to just take this thing home. Don't get into any fights. I like the 2 different lines here from these guys.
Look at and safe small line as well for Show. Doesn't go for the big triple online, and now Harris made a mistake. These two are just trying to just actually make it, and they're slowing each other way down as Jeff Cooper up front's about to take the checkered flag and win this thing. There's Bodie Parker over the line as well. Then Harris. Oh, it's going to get close here with Bednar. He's sending it into the final corner. He got it pretty close. 0.5 of a second over the line. right there behind Tyler's show. And we'll see if penalties come into play after this is all said and done. If Bednar can get in, Christopher Harris is only a second up of that as well. So how might that change? Looks like Feitosa down, Antonio Velati. Joey Carter is going to be just outside in 6th place. So a guy who certainly we thought would maybe win this opening round is headed to the grandstands early tonight. Tough break for Joey Carter in the Dr. Do Racing program. Antonio Velati, Dash McMillan, your fastest qualifier.
Crazy.
Out. We talked about Andre Feitosa already. Killian Ortiz, Devin Johnson, who hole shot his heat race. He's going home early. Reese Harris, Sonny Spicer, J.R. Reyes, Max Wilczek, Jackson Lindsay, Nicholas Langstrup, Brandon Walter, Alex Munch, Braxton Martin, Wyatt Grant, and Caden Pankow. Man, Wyatt Grant.
Wilczek is like top 5 in qualifying too, wasn't he? He's like a freaking ripper.
So Cooper, Bodie Parker, 64 is Show. He goes to 3rd. And the 58 of Bednar goes to 4th. Harris goes from 3rd to out after penalties. Christopher Harris, who finished 3rd on track but had just many penalties, by .148, the JLV magic number, is headed home early tonight.
That's crazy. And I mean, look at how we saw Bednar. He was just a little bit too far out, but he came into that last corner, absolutely railed it perfectly, and gets in, probably gained a 10th by pushing it that little bit extra in the last corner. And that's exactly how he was able to get into the main event here. What an absolute, I mean, never give up. If you're close in the LCQ, you never know. These guys are getting cuts all over this track. It's so tricky, so technical, and there's so many back and forth and corners and little sections where these guys are going off for just a split second. You got to take advantage of these cuts, especially even in the main event when it's going to be a long race. Those cuts are going to add up.
Yeah, definitely try to stay on track as much as possible. Easier said than done on a technical and challenging track just like this. Just trying to see. I love all these people during the stream sending me team skins like I can do anything about that, but that's okay.
Oh, dude, we could just stop it.
At least we know for the future I will have them next week. So,
yeah.
Yep, sorry guys that I don't have them here this evening. But yes, 450 LCQ coming up. Some big names in this one. Braden Tharp, of course, on the 9. Alexis Leclerc on the 7. Rasmus Balzer, another former 250 champ, is also in this one. We saw Braden Castellaneta just miss out. He will be racing this. Jake Spiess, Chase Blakely, the 29 of Ash Deering, 46 Cooper Hunt, 62 of Rogan McIntosh, 37 of Alex Horn, also going in this one. D. Davis, always doing some damage in these. And then Xander Brion, who we saw in a transfer spot forever, also in this one as well. So some big names in the 450 LCQ, not a lock whatsoever.
Yeah, when you name like 10 plus people in the LCQ and there's only 4 spots, not a good time. There was one race earlier, that really, really close race where everyone missed out by like a 10th. I was thinking earlier, you're either taking like the deepest breath ever and like your hands are sweaty and dropping your controller and just like so thankful you made it, or your controller is going into the wall. And I think that's going to happen here for a lot of these guys too. Getting a bad start, going down early. These guys a little bit more consistent in the 450 class, so you got to try to stay clean. Sometimes I'd be in an LCQ, I'd go down in the first straight, and I'm like, dude, I could ride perfect, and I'm just not fast enough to get there. So really, really important. Sucks that your race can be decided sometimes, but this track does seem a lot more difficult than normal. So, like, it would be cool if we had a stat of like how many crashes, like if that was like reported, you know, like in the game, so you could see like the average amount of crashes in the LCQ or a main event. And because I feel like this track has to have more than normal.
How about Leclerc in this LCQ, man? This is a guy that I was told
he killed someone
as recently as last night, is back to old form again, and we may see a ridiculous version of Leclerc in 2026. Now he has to fight his way into the first main event of the season. 450 LCQ, some huge names in it. Will they make it through? Here we go. Bad start out of a couple guys on the inside. Looks like Tharp on the 9 might control it up the inside and get there first. No, by a nose. It's one of the Phil Ski and snowboard riders, Nico Marchini, up the inside on the 9, though. He's going to try to get there. Tharp. Oh, gosh, those guys almost came together, and a huge pileup in the background as Jake Spiess on the 15 clears into the 2 spot. Walter Gebhardt in 3rd. Tharp back to 4th. Horn, Vanderbeek, Larson up here. I do not see that bright yellow gear of Alexis Leclerc in the sharp end of the field. He's 17th. He was down off the start, so a tough break for the number 7.
Yeah, I just saw him back there going around the triple too. But these guys trying to just lock in and keep it clean. Ooh, Jake Spiess making a little pass up the inside, but look at that. He's got some company. Walter Gebhardt's going to take the inside line there. Ooh, flying off the track is Spiess, able to keep it together. Top 4 right here, going through the jitters.
Spiess hold on to it.
As that's Braden Tharp, who just went down at the end of the whoops. Holy guacamole.
Yep, Tharp on the 9 down at the end of the whoops, lost a lot of time but did not lose too many positions, only back to the 5 spot. So Gebhardt and Spiess, District Designs duo out front, leading at the end of lap number 1. Marchini in 3rd, Vanderbeek in 4th, and then Tharp rounding out the top 5. So he's just outside the transfer spot on the 9. Again, this is your defending 250 West champion, defending 250 outdoor motocross champion, jumping up full time to a 450 in 2026 because he cannot race 250 Supercross anymore and has to try to race his way in a very tricky situation in this 450 LCQ. Leclerc up to 13th, by the way. We'll try to keep tracking his progress as Maxime Vanderbeek, another OG to the game, tries to hold on over one of the best to do it in the current era.
Yeah, and they are both ripping, and they do have a lot of people breathing down their necks. Cooper Hunt, Chelsea, and Rasmus Balzer, all heavy hitters right behind them as well. You just keep going back, and the names keep coming. Vanderbeek trying to hold on. Look at these guys. God, that rhythm section looks miserable. It looks not fun because every time it looks like they're on the verge of OJing, casing it, or just, landing too hard and crashing. So this is your battle right here. 4, 5, 6, 7. All the way back. Ooh, peeks up the inside, unable to make the move, but he's going to have a better line here.
Yeah, trying to go for it in the tunnel. Gets into him, and he's down. And he takes his teammate with him. I thought that might happen with Cooper Hunt there in the background. Vanderbeek survives one attack. Ryan Cheesecake washed Chelsea, moves up into the 5 spot. Can he close the gap down on Vanderbeek and put pressure back on? Tharp picks it up in 6th. Leclerc went down again. He's back to 14th, and that might be the end of his chances at making it into the main event here at Anaheim 1. But who is going to make it through in P4 is still certainly up for grabs. Vanderbeek holding strong on the 151.
Yeah, Leclerc's right behind Castellaneta too, so maybe he might not be able to make it past him if he's playing you screwed me, I'll screw you type of game. But Vanderbeek working his way forward here, trying to protect this final transfer spot from Cheesecake. He's got a little bit of gap, but there are 3 guys right there. And as the camera pans over, you will see the gap. Ooh. Missing that whole rhythm section, Kate. So now he's got company. He's got a big gap up to him to 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And look at this. Making a move in the whoop section is going to be Cooper Hunt trying to come up. No, not Cooper Hunt. Sorry.
Ryan Chelsea, yeah.
Ryan Cheesecake Chelsea trying to make a pass on him.
Not washed in this game, certainly not any short of that as he closes up on Maxime Vanderbeek, trying to get into 4th place and make it into the main event tonight here at Anaheim 1. He still has Hunt and Tharp lurking back there. Leclerc back to 12th. If everything starts kicking off up here, maybe, just maybe, he still has a shot, but it is a deep, deep cut to get all the way back to where he is coming over the finish line jump almost now, and I think it is very unlikely, but Vanderbeek still holding strong. I feel like we just stay here and watch him because he's the one that has to lose it, and he might lose it right here. Big mistake on the triple. Chelsea to the outside is going to get the rhythm section cleaner. Vanderbeek tries to double back along the inside, but Chelsea to the outside makes the pass, gets into the final transfer spot, and doubles across the starting line to lock it down.
Yeah, and that showed me all I needed to see about that sand section. The outside is faster. The way these guys are able to just lay into it and absolutely rail the outside. Small mistakes by Cheesecake here towards the end of that rhythm, but a little bit better whoop speed. No, he's kicking sideways. Vanderbeek almost getting a window there to dive up the inside. We'll see what happens here. I think they're just going to play nice, and maybe you try to get it back by some better lines and some corner speed through these tight sections, and then bring it back to the big rhythm sections where you can kind of make some moves, get alongside someone. But Chelsea's still holding on as the battle up front is tight too. Only 2 seconds from Gebhardt to Spiess up front, then a decent gap to Marchini. And then you see these guys chasing about a second back from that. But this is definitely the battle that we've got going on here. Is you have 5 guys on your screen.
Chelsea, a mistake, lands on the tough blocks. Vanderbeek gets back by, up the inside. Tharp also squeezes through along the tough blocks and makes it into 5th place, but Vanderbeek back on the bubble position as they go around a lapped rider right there, so that's not a factor. Wow, Tharp trying to make this inside line actually work and almost does. Oh, but he's going to case the tunnel. Not too much time lost right there. Vanderbeek comes up short. Tharp up the inside. Tees him off the track. Just absolutely sends him into row 3 of the infield there. I cannot believe he just soared off the track. Exit stage left. Tharp makes the pass. He's getting wonky in the whoops, though. Holds onto it nicely. What a move by the 9.
He just got under and just lifted both wheels up and just sent him perfectly. Oh my gosh, Braden Tharp over whips. He's off the track
and goes down. Cooper Hunt goes into the final transfer spot. All of that work and the punt, and then just throws it away on the finish line jump. What are we doing, Braden Tharp, right now?
Oh, no way, dude. Oh, my, I can't stop laughing. What a crazy way to take that and then just throw it away. Over scrubbing, dragging some foot peg, and getting a double whip off the track. Oh, wow. Cooper Hunt, back in the mood. He went from the hunting to the hunted.
And now
he's now being chased by Cheesecake.
Yes, he is in that final transfer spot. I'll peek up front for a second. Gebhardt's pretty clear. So it is Spieth second, Marchini third, Hunt fourth. That's how close they are. And then Chelsea trying as he might in the closing stages of this to close it down. He's going to need a mistake from Hunt in the whoops probably. Hunt is clean through the whoops as it gets. And everybody else made it through as well. So Gebhardt wins this LCQ. Spieth will come across in the 2 spot. Third place for Marchini. And Cooper Hunt stamps his ticket to the main event. Chelsea, Hollenbeck, Vanderbeek after getting ejected ends up 7th. D. Davis, Castellaneta, Ash Deering, Chase Blakely, Xander Brion, Leclerc 13th and out of Anaheim 1. Not the first A1 he's missed. He missed Anaheim 1 back in 2019 as well. Crazy turn of events for the 7. B-Lars, Arnbrister, Tharp did not finish this race. Cody Branson and his crazy kits out here not going to go to the main event tonight either. Anthony Pachone, Bryce Whelan, Rogan McIntosh, Alec Horn, Jaden Wilson, and Rasmus Balzer all calling it an early evening here tonight. And that will do it for our last chance qualifiers here in Anaheim. Crazy stuff. What an awesome way to start the evening with all of our qualifying races, and it's only just heating up from here, folks. Main events coming up in Anaheim. We'll be right back.
Is coming this fall, and if you haven't been paying attention, you're missing out. A whole new game designed from the ground up by a super team of MX Bikes modders. Motocross the game will feature realistic physics, and it will be available on consoles as well as PC. What you're watching here is some alpha gameplay from the team as they continue to make steps towards a complete game at launch. Don't wait any longer and be the first in line by pre-ordering the game now through the link in the description below, and be sure to use the code SYSMTG, that's SYSMTG, all one word, when you check out to get 2% off your pre-order. We can't wait to shred this exciting new game with you all very soon.
Welcome back. In studio, Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood will be joining us just in a moment here. Round number 1 of the 2026 Underground RC Supercross Championship live here on Start Your Systems. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. We've had pretty much consistently 500 plus viewers. 630 something was the highest I saw. We're at 533 right now, rolling into the main events, and this is usually when we even see some more peak viewership. So hopefully you guys will stick around and watch the action. But yes, 250 main event coming up, 15 minutes plus a lap for the opening round of 250 West. I literally just got, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I put a commercial on, man. Come on now. But yes, first main event of the season about to commence. This guy.
I went to grab beers and then Kellen already got them when I was gone.
No,
I'm such a sweetheart.
I am prepared.
Oh, dude, that's why we love LCQs so much. Also, I was looking, I have so many gray hairs, and they're all at the very front. And I think it's one for every freaking LCQ we've got to watch because they're starting to come.
Oh, man.
And they don't stop coming.
And they don't stop coming.
And they don't stop coming. And they don't stop coming. Sorry.
There we go. All right. Let's take you guys through who's going to the line for tonight's 250 West main event number 1 of 2026. Tyler Shields, Barry Brands, Jeremy Schiabro, Cash Woods, Tyler Show, Riley Hewen, Alonzo Robin, Evan Holt, Jackson Vick, Ryder Bednar, Caden Kepke, Ethan Gerst, Ryan Pinkerton, Bodie Parker, Dylan Delaire, Dan White, Jeff Cooper, Tom Quino, Austin Schaefer, Dalton Caudill, and Talon Zollers. Your whole shot tonight brought to you, of course, by the stats guy himself, iMoto, who's been hanging out in chat with us here this evening. It's the stats guy whole shot. Who's going to get it? We're going to find out here in about 20 seconds. Opening main event of 2026 is upon us. And who's going to get the all-important hole shot? Stats guy whole shot bringing it to you. A1 2026. Here we are, folks. Jeff Cooper is the pick
Holtzy
for Andrew
again.
Wood.
Holtzy again, sorry.
I like the Holtzy pick. Here we go. 15 minutes plus a lap. Let's go racing. 250 West action in Anaheim. Yamaha's there first. Is it the 23 machine? It's Cash Woods on the 14 instead. Cash Woods out front gets the stats guy. Oh, shit. And leads the field here on lap number 1. Dylan Delaire in the 2 spot. Show in third as they all funnel in behind. But it's the 14 of Cash Woods out front.
Yeah, and I mean, he was one of our favorites to kind of come out here and just win this thing straight up. Had a really hard time in the heat race, and then look at this. We'll see what he can do from a start. He's had a little bit more practice on the track. These guys do get to play and practice a little bit during the night show, so maybe getting some of these lines dialed in and a little bit more comfortable on the track. Cash Woods is leading around the field strong here right now, but he's got some company, Kellen.
Yeah, no, it is a very close fight at the front of the field. Dylan Delaire in the 2 spot. And Woods just made a mistake. Is Delaire going to try to size this up for a pass as he swings around the corner, cuts low, but Woods drives across the start straight very well into the corner before the finish line jump and leads the opening lap of 2026. Cash Woods, Dylan Delaire, Tyler Show, Dan White, Tyler Shields, your top 5 as the field begins to separate a little bit. Evan Holt, your other heat race winner, 13th at the end of lap number 1. But Cash Woods, this is going to be a tough ask for the rest of the field to knock this guy off the pedestal. He is so fast, especially when he gets out front and has a sniff of a race win in front of him. And he's leading this thing early here in Anaheim. But look at the pressure being applied. Dylan Delaire wants a slice of the lead early here inside Angel Stadium, and he is not going to settle for second place.
Yeah, and I mean, these are 2 of our favorites, Kellen. We talked about their national numbers and or career numbers, I think, at this point, and just how fast these guys are. Their favorites. They both did terribly early on, and they're followed around the track by Tyler Show, who just made it through the LCQ. So it's like these guys, everyone's just kind of figuring it out. Maybe a little bit more time on the track, and as they come into the jitters for the second time in the okay, I'm done. I actually hate that name. It's stupid.
Look at this.
Oh, Delaire off the inside.
No, and he takes him high and off the berm to the outside. That was the second bad run through the whoops in a row for Cash Woods. Dylan Delaire wastes no time. To the lead he goes with a beautiful move down the inside in the whoops.
Yeah, man, that was, I mean, he saw his chance and he took it right away. You got to get out to the lead, a strong lead early on. And now look at this little gap that he's building up here. Now he's got 2 seconds back to him. Dan White, Schaefer, Schiabro. And we're going to look and see some of the names from the people who finished high in the heat races. Got seated in very good. Barry Brands, who won it. But those guys all not off to the best starts, maybe 10, 15 seconds back into the field. So these 2 up front are going to be the ones we're keeping our eye on. Unless there's a chain of big mistakes from them, they can both try to walk away with this thing, and Delaire's got a nice healthy gap early on.
Certainly have the speed to walk away with it, as you mentioned. So is this goodbye time for at least Dylan Delaire and Cash Woods at the front? It's starting to look like it. Dan White, fresh out of the MXB Band Club, moving up into a podium spot early here at Anaheim 1 in the 250 West Division, right in front of Austin Schaefer, Jeremy Schiabro, old man as he is, holding on to P5. And look at the pressure being applied to Dan White down the inside. Oh, and White jumps off the track and, gets hit from behind. Schiabro ends up going down. White gets back on, still in the 3 spot. Schaefer now right behind him. Wait a minute. We lost Delaire. Delaire was down with the lead, and that gives it back to Cash Woods just like that. Cash Woods back out front.
Yeah, he must have been down at the end of the whoops. And no, Dan White maybe took a detour. I wonder if he found Delaire on the backside of that berm somehow. If they just kind of pass each other, like, you can't park there, dude. So, but Dan White able to get up and still kind of hold on, but a little bit of pressure behind him right here. This battle is pretty fun. I mean, the lead is getting away from these guys as Cash Woods pulls out 6 seconds, but we're going on board here with Dylan Delaire as we see him try to chase up into a podium position. All these guys taking the sand, see how rough it is. It only gets worse as the race goes on, and this is going to be this 250 class's longest race of the night as Dan White cases that and loses 1 position there.
Yep, Schaefer moves up into the 2 spot now in front of Dan White. Delaire just putting the heat on both of them, trying to make one of them crack so he can move up into a podium position here early in the runnings. We are 4.5 minutes down. Oh, Dan White rolls up the windows in the whoops. He goes down. That allows Delaire back into the podium position. Tyler Show now moves into 4th. Jeff Cooper will now round out our top 5. Schiarbro 6th. Then Dan White gets it rolling in the 7th spot. Dalton Caudill, Tyler Shields, Ryder Bednar rounds out our top 10. Give you guys an idea of the running order right now. But, man, Dan White just got completely sideways, and down he went.
Yeah, I think his strong point might not be the whoops, but it is kind of crazy, and you probably know this. When you go down in a section, especially in Supercross, you're not feeling very confident and you crash on it. The very next lap you come around to that section, I feel like the nerves are higher than ever, and you are just freaking out like, please let me survive. So seeing people go down in the very same section 2 laps back to back isn't that uncommon, and I feel like it's more common for us to see in this game than maybe in real life. They can kind of take a deep breath and lock back in, hitting their marks, but sometimes you just have a spot on the track that kind of owns you, and you get lucky, and then it starts becoming your kryptonite once you're in the main event. So bummer for him. Oh, rolls
Schaefer.
up the windows is Schaefer.
Yeah.
As he goes down, missed that transition. That's the most important jump on the track, I think, is that middle triple that led into that and why he made that mistake.
Tricky rhythm section. Ooh, and almost goes down again at the end of the whoop's going to allow Schiarbro by. This time, Jeff Cooper also went through. Tyler Show and Dylan Delaire. Show just set the fastest lap of the race here on lap number 5 at 109.2, which is about 7/10 faster than what Cash Woods was putting down out front, but Woods only 111.5 last time by. So Show and Delaire, who was also in the 109s, both about 2 seconds faster right now than Cash Woods, your race leader, 6 seconds behind him. Delaire did just go off the track right there, though.
Yeah, 9 minutes left in this race. I mean, start your stovetops because they are cooking back here, and if they keep riding some fast laps, Cash Woods might just settle with no one up there to chase. He might just settle into a comfortable pace, and not knowing that these guys are going that much faster than him could get caught. He only has a 6 or 7 second lead. Did not mean for that one, I promise. 6, 7. But Delaire and Show, they are chasing back here. They just got to keep putting in fast laps. I saw a small mistake from Delaire early on in the lap, but he looks like he settled back down into it. And these guys have already gotten into lappers because of how long this track is. You would think you'd have more time to stay away from them, but this track is very difficult, so people are going to be going down constantly.
Yep, and Delaire and Show, obviously TSCZ KTM teammates. So because of that, they're maybe going to push each other a little bit differently than if we did not have 2 guys that are probably hanging out in the same Discord together, chatting about the race as it's going on and focusing on working together instead of against each other. They have got to try to run this man down, though. Cash Woods, halfway into this thing, 7.5 minutes down, 7.5 plus a lap still to go, is leading Anaheim 1 by the tune of 7.8 seconds, and he now has set the fastest lap of the race, 109.218. So saw what they put down, says anything you can do, I can do better, and one better he does. So Cash Woods laying it down out front. Can anybody catch him in the second half?
I don't really think so. He looks good, dude. He looked so bad early on that heat race, but I kind of spoke about it. If you go down early in the heat and you've got all the nerves from Anaheim 1 and you're just kind of, okay, I'm the guy. I got to get there. I got to go win. It's why I feel like in real life you don't see the title favorite go out there and win. You see these kind of funky racers. It's all about surviving Anaheim, and I think that's kind of what his heat race was. And then when he got a good start in the main event, he's like, all right, I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's my time to shine and show these guys what I can do and try to show them that I'm the best guy on the West Coast. So if this is showing us anything as he just goes off the track, jumps right back on cleanly, doesn't let it bother him, if this shows us anything for the future, these guys might have some trouble going into later rounds. But I do really like that Dylan Delaire, who was like my second favorite on this coast, is just right there. Maybe a little bit too far back, only 7 seconds, but he's tightening this gap up a little bit. It was up to 8 at one point. So
Yep.
it's cool to see both these guys up here.
As flashes on our screen, shout out Statsman. Dylan Delaire did just run the fastest lap of the race as he updates his 108.867 to close that gap down a little bit more on Cash Woods. It's a bit of a yo-yo effect right now. They're kind of matching each other's pace, but doing so by outdoing one another with the hot laps. And now Cash Woods is turned across the line. Let's see what he puts down this time through. And it is going to be a 109.3, so just a tenth off of his personal fastest lap of the race. Delaire follows up his 108 with a 109.5, so 0.2 slower than what Cash Woods put down that time by. As you mentioned, though, Cash Woods starting to get into some lap traffic, and as he gains maybe about another 10 to 15 seconds, he's going to get into some freight trains of lap traffic and guys that are scoring some decent points. So something to look at in the next maybe 4 minutes of this race before that white flag comes out. Woods might still have some dangerous stuff going on in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the lappers is going to be probably his biggest worry of this whole race, just with the way this track is. It feels like the way that people have been crashing on this track too is like complete cartwheels, whether it's the whoops or this rhythm section that we see him in right now. And that makes it really unpredictable. You see an amazing lapper right there kind of going double roll to let the leader by. That's not always going to happen. You're going to start getting up higher into the ranks. People are going to be racing for position, not wanting to just completely roll a section for you. And you're going to start running into people getting into these big crashes right as you're coming up to pass. So he's looking great so far, but it's not over as we have 4.5 minutes plus 1 lap left in this race as we're watching him trying to extend his lead a little bit more to give himself maybe a little bit more buffer.
As they say, it's definitely never over till it's totally Jover. And right now, Cash Woods is holding steady. It looks like Delaire just made a big mistake after the finish line jump. 17 seconds back of Cash Woods now. And that might be the nail in the coffin for this opening round victory. Cash Woods has got a huge lead, and he might have some help as teammate Jeremy Schiabro is inching closer to Delaire in this battle for second place. Austin Schaefer and Jeff Cooper are also right there. So this has turned into a good little battle maybe for second, but the win seems to be gone.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be out of touch here. Kind of a bummer from how hectic the heat races were. I thought this 250 class was going to be slightly more competitive, but I mean, looking at people like Zollers and like people that I'm just seeing scroll across the top of your screen way back in 17th, I do think once we get to round 2, it's going to kind of tighten up a little bit, and we're going to see a little bit more battles. Maybe Schiabro. I mean, he got good starts in the top 3 that most people would have tried to call are in the top 3, but it's just not a super close race with what Cash Woods was able to do. Whole shot, check out, and try to win this thing in dominant fashion. He's going to have even more confidence. He's going to have so much more confidence next week.
Definitely will be carrying that confidence into next week as we look back to Austin Schaefer in the 4th spot. Dan White has made it all the way back to 5th. No longer has testicles, but he is in 5th place as he holds off Jeff Cooper. Jeff Cooper has had a very quiet yet steady ride tonight, trying to knock into the top 5 late in this race. He was top 5 at one point. I think he made a little mistake, but Jeff Cooper's one of those guys that like never really gets the love that he probably should, but he is solid as they come in this 250 division.
Yeah, he reminds me, who's number 50 that I just talked about that just won LCQ?
Tanner
Rogers. Tanner Rogers feels like Jeff Cooper. Like he can be like, he's really fast and like he'll be consistent when he's on it, and he's just kind of riding around just outside the podium. Jeff Cooper has been here for years. I mean, he's national number 35. Look at that. He's a ripper, and those don't mean everything, but when you see a low number, you know that person can put it together, has the speed, has the consistency throughout the course of a year. So he's pulling up on Dan White, who seemed to figure out those whoops a little bit better as we get late in the race, but looks like he's got some pressure from behind, and I don't know. It looks like he might be getting past here soon, Kellen.
Yeah, Jeff Cooper's putting the heat on. This is your battle for 5th place here at the opener in 250 West. Dan White, fresh over from the MX bike scene, battling it out with Jeff Cooper and trying to hold on for a very good top 5 result at the opening round. If you can get it, you'll certainly take it, and both of these guys would love to have it. So White got it, or White has it right now. Jeff Cooper's trying to get it. Both of them made a little bit of a mistake right now. And they're both not too far behind Austin Schaefer. Austin Schaefer here on the 66 MH KTM has been knocking on the door of opportunity to try to get around Jeremy Schiabro and maybe steal a podium late here. So there's plenty of battles still to talk about, but this one's a good one, and Cooper finally seals the deal. Dan White, little short on that tunnel jump, and you clip and you lose a lot of time, but then he triples onto him, and then Jeff Cooper goes down. How did Dan White stay on two wheels right there? I will never know.
That was crazy. And I mean, it feels like Jeff Cooper's fault because he was on the inside and kind of faded over. Well, you know, when there's a triple outside, triple online from the outside like that, that's one thing you can't just jump over. They're not even going to be able to see you to slow down for that. So Cooper going down, losing multiple spots as Dan White or Holtzy gets past him and is now going to set his sights on Dan White. And just like you said, Kellen, him, Schaefer, they are all looking forward. They are pretty close to getting stealing that podium spot away from Schiabro. And Dallaire is 7 seconds up from that, but not crazy. But good to see Holtzy, after dominating your 250 Heat 1 here tonight, finally make his way back up. And he's only in 6th, but pushing towards that top 5 and getting out of here with points is all you need to do, Kellen.
Yep, making amends for a bad start. And if anything, this just goes to show how critical that 450 main event start will be, as Holtzy certainly had the speed to contend tonight, but had no chance to show it with a terrible launch off the gate and went down into turn number 1, makes it all the way back to 6th and trying to hold on to a strong finish. But as we go back to the front, his teammate is the man of the night here inside Angel Stadium. We expected Cash Woods to be a competitor this year. We expected him to win races again, and we certainly expected him to contend tonight here at Anaheim, but I don't know that anybody expected pure domination, and that is what we got out of him. He continuously ran fast laps. He let the competition make mistakes, and he's going to reap the benefits with this win.
Yeah, I mean, 20 seconds out front. He had a pretty decent lead early, and he did push. He had the fastest lap. Does not anymore, but had the fastest lap of the race for a while there. And you would think he'd just kind of settle into a nice, comfortable pace, but no, he was still pushing, wanted to extend, hasn't had any trouble with the lappers, and looks that... Spoke too soon.
One problem with a lapper there, a little bit. Who was that? Is that the 18 of Jackson Vick teeing him up? Come on, man. Here we go. A1 is going to belong to the 14 of Cash Woods as he gets the job done to win Anaheim 1 for District Designs and all the boys back there trying to make the job work in the 250 class. Dallaire down right before the finish line jump, and he's stuck behind a couple guys trying to get going. Is he going to get up still in position? He will, as there was too much other chaos going on in the background.
Was that Schiabro down, though, on that Yamaha?
I don't think so, but Dallaire does pick up second.
It was.
It was. Schiabro was down.
Schaefer.
And Schaefer steals it. Austin Schaefer, a late podium snag there at the flag, and jumps across the track and gets in everyone's way. But, wow, and Dan White got 4th. And Holtzy got 5th. Where Schiabro goes from 3rd to 6th.
Did he get into it with Cooper? Did he go down by himself? He's right behind that finish line. We couldn't see. What an insane turn of events to go from 3rd to 6th with 2 corners to go.
And a 127 on the last lap of the race.
That is heartbreaking. That must have been 2 fall-offs. He must have got in that last corner and went down right there. Holy cow.
Crazy. But yes, so Jeff Cooper 7th, Tyler Shields 8th, Ryder Bednar P9, and Talon Zollers rounds out our top 10. Cepeda, Quinault, Jackson Vick, who I guess was just desperate to stay on the lead lap, ends up 13th.
I mean,
Barry Brands, our heat race winner, 14th tonight.
It still feels like you shouldn't be racing next week, but I don't know. I do like, because I wasn't going to like call it, but I saw it happening and I was like, I'm just going to go silent for a second because I think I see something that's happening here.
Sneaky bad maneuvers on tap. Congratulations, though. Cash Woods, District Designs number 14, your winner. Anaheim 1, 250 West main event to kick off the 2026 season.
Domination
indeed. And from one chaotic main event to another, we roll that and all the fun with it right into the opening round of the 450 class for Underground RC Supercross in 2026. I don't know, A-Wood. This could go a lot of different ways. Seth Carr looks so good in his heat race, but it's tough to bet against Braden Carter here in Angel Stadium.
Hometown race. 5 in a row. Braden Carter knows that's on the line. Do you think the pressure and bringing that up before yesterday, right? You said?
Yep.
Bringing that up, he knows about it. He's thinking about it. Does he want to do it so bad? Does he push even harder to make that happen? Or does it get inside his head and stop it from happening?
Yeah, I know. This game can be quite mental like that, where if you're not hitting on all cylinders and thinking about stuff the right way, it can really drag you down. But Carter's maybe the most mentally tough guy we've ever seen in this game. Even last year, with all of the bad races he had, he still almost won this title.
Yeah, that's true.
And we know he hits at Anaheim 1 every year. So
yeah, I think he wants to come prove a point, and he's getting, not in a bad way, he's getting like more cocky. I feel like as he gets like a little bit older, he's got like that confidence. He's like, I got this shit, you know? Like he's like, so I feel like that confidence, maybe overconfidence, hopefully not. If he gets off to a good start, I think he can take this thing home. But you have Colby Eaglin, you have Seth Carr, you have Seth Shirley, who had a bad couple races, it felt like tonight, but look at what happened in the 250 class. Everyone who started off slow figured it out by the main event. These guys have had the most time of anyone to practice. They've been riding this track for 3 hours and 48 minutes at this point since qualifying started. So I think it's going to be insane. I think the guys that were having trouble earlier are going to be able to lock in.
Well, you guys are showing up at the right time, because we are almost at 600 live viewers tuned in watching round 1 of Underground RC Supercross live here on Start Your Systems. And it is go time for the opening round. You can't win the title at the opening round, but you certainly can lose it. And a lot of guys are going to try to not lose it here tonight. But only one rider can win the opening round of 2026. And we're about to find out. Let's go in Anaheim.
Someone jumped the gate on the outside.
Someone jumped the gate on the outside bad, and it caused a bit of a hiccup from everyone out there. Carr versus Carter up the inside. Seth Carr picks up the Stats Guy Whole Shot Award, and the 6 who won his heat race is out front. Carter gets hit from behind and goes off the track. Going to lose some positions, but stays up crucially. Your other heat race winner, Tanner Rogers, is up here. Carter gets going in the 4 spot behind Johnny Padani, but they're all chasing one of the fastest riders in the game right now, Seth Carr, out front.
Yeah, that was exactly what you wanted to see, but Braden made a little bit of a mistake in the first rhythm section, got hit from behind, went off the track, but he's still right there in 4th place. So this is going to be, can Seth Carr show up and show out and take his outdoor domination indoors and prove to these guys that he can take this thing home. If he leads wire to wire, that would be a huge statement here, especially having some of the guys like Braden Carter so close to him. You know, if Braden Carter's in 10th, it's not going to instill that confidence, but here we have Carr leading the first lap of the first main event here in 2026 for the 450 class.
Your defending champion, Colby Eaglin, was down on lap number 1. He's 20th and trying to work his way through the field, so he is a non-factor now for this main event win. But what can Carter do from this 4th position? He's got to pass a couple guys that certainly know how to get the job done, and one of his least favorite competitors on the track, Tanner Rogers. Even last night when we were looking at some old footage, Rogers and Carter got into it a lot last year, and Rogers was good in his heat race. Does he stand a chance to even win the Anaheim opener and play spoiler tonight? Certainly could do with how strong his heat race went. Carter going to work, though, on Johnny Padani for this 3 spot right away.
You got to watch out for Johnny the Tsunami Padani, as he has some serious speed, has shown it, 250 and 450 class, and he's looking good early, but Carter has a nice little line to the inside, doesn't get that triple as clean, but Padani goes long there, and now Carter gets the last one out clean into the whoops, where he is normally his strongest, and that's weird. He did a barrel roll, 3 whoops from the end, and he goes down hard, and he is falling back 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, all the way back outside the top 10 after making a pass into 3rd, allowing Padani back in, and this is where maybe he starts to get frustrated.
Massive mistake for the 4-time champ. Goes all the way back to 11th. Is only 2 spots ahead of the number 1 of Colby Eaglin, who is fighting forward as desperately as he can. Seth Shirley went by. O'Brien, Turley, Stevenson, Seabolt. Padani still up here. Rogers. And now Carr has some breathing room. 2.8 seconds and the fastest lap of the race at a 108.250 out front.
this could be a wire-to-wire victory for your defending 450 motocross champion on the number 6 machine, and he looks good out front. Can he hold it from here? We're going to find out. How about the 10, the 2020 champ, Jeremy Seabolt? Almost said 2020 because they got all that vision, baby. Jeremy Seabolt, though, closing up on Padani. He's going to try the same thing Carter did and make it around Mr. Johnny Tsunami to get into the 3 spot, and Seabolt's looking strong early as well.
Yeah, Seabolt looks really good here. Navigating these whoops well, getting a little huckabuck forward and back, but as long as your side's not kicking, you're not getting that front end slip, rear end kick type of deal. So Seabolt holding on to this. I honestly think this is good, and Seabolt always sneaky, really good in the points, can be consistent and all that stuff, so you don't have to kind of worry about him, I feel like, going down, throwing this thing away. And if he finishes with a top 5 at A1, I feel like that's you're going to be watching him inside that points battle all year long, especially with these other guys having trouble early. But yeah, wire-to-wire victory, Kellen, I think is coming unless this track starts to come out and catch Seth Carr.
Still just 2.2 seconds back to Tanner Rogers, though, from Seth Carr, so he's keeping him honest, at least in the opening stages of this. 4 minutes in, 16 minutes and a lap still to go. Seabolt looking at Johnny Padani's rear fender, trying to find a way around. Also, the 24 machine of Hayden Stevenson rounding out the top 5. He's in the mix as well, keeping the pressure on Seabolt. Spencer Turley hanging out in the 6 ride as well early on. And I remember someone on the stream last night that we did saying, wow, Spencer Turley, he's going to be number 64 this year. That's going to be or 67 or whatever it is. That's going to be really cool. And I said, yeah, no, he's not going to run that number. He's literally just going to run 125. I think this is the same skins that we raced him against on. I don't think he's updated that 2013 Cowie since.
I think that's why this is the Andy Hack beta Cowie that's out there, because I think that's why he's always the same, because I just don't think he updates it. Is he running the right number in game?
I mean, if he's number 67, then yeah.
What a legend, dude. Hell yeah. I used to not be able to stand this guy. I feel like I say it every year, but he's like one of my favorites now. And he's so good. I don't understand how you get better. It's been so long. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Just grinding, man.
It's
just
grinding.
Putting the motos in 03 all week long, and
dude,
then
we
comes
need to
out
get
here.
D Davis to train with him. We got to get the olds. We got to get all the old guys and have them train together. And Spencer Turley is he's gonna be the trainer. He's gonna bring everyone back to form, and we're all just gonna start dominating. The vet class is gonna move and overtake.
All right, I look forward to seeing it. But also, he is under attack. The 44th Seth Shirley has closed that gap down and is putting the heat on Spencer Turley. Look at the whoop speed out of Shirley to the outside, and he'll carry some corner speed. Turley's corner speed is excellent as well, no question about it. Maybe where he makes up most of his time as he just swings that rear end around, almost that Alec Kattenberg kind of cornering technique where he swings that rear end and lets it slide, but just carrying a lot of speed and momentum. That rear tire so planted on the ground.
That's crazy.
There's not even one bee's dick between that rear fender and his rear tire. That is how tight that thing is sprung, and he is running it really short to the stubs there. But keeping honest, up ahead is the 24 of Hayden Stevenson. You also have Seth Shirley and Braden Carter, who just ran the fastest lap of the race, right behind these guys in 8th. So he's pushing up to this group as well. 4-rider battle starting to brew a little bit.
Yeah, look at that right behind him. You got Shirley trying to hold on. He's hitting that inside sand to outside line, which does seem a little faster because that triple or that single double seems to be why the inside slows down a little bit as Spencer Turley slides out. Braden Carter is able to get past as he's chasing down Seth Shirley, and these two 7th and 6th into the jitters as they go through. And dude, Braden Carter is insane to watch in the whoops. It's just unreal. The 5th gear like stuff, his gearing's got to be gnarly too. He's in 5th gear down that straight. Look at how fast he's shifting. Look at the bottom right of the screen for 1 minute. Just everyone, a couple corners. Oh, Seth Shirley go down because you were looking at the bottom right and not ahead of you how you're supposed to. But it's okay. Shirley loses about 3 or 4 positions here. Right behind Blake O'Brien.
O'Brien went by on the 38. There's Luke Sullivan also going through into the 8th position. We almost for a second got a look at the defending champ. There he is. Colby Eaglin now behind Seth Shirley has made it up to 11th place. So Eaglin's still making amends and charging forward from a terrible start, and it's actually pretty close to the top 10 here, obviously, with how close it is with Blake O'Brien. O'Brien getting passed by Shirley there in the background. Let's go back up front a little
Ooh,
bit. And
Siebold
we're
just
about to
passed
see
Rogers.
a pass. We're going to see a pass because Tanner Rogers just made a mistake. Siebold went by, and I thought we would also see Padani get by him, but Rogers picks it up and is still holding on to third. So Siebold goes into second, 8 seconds off of your leader, Seth Carr, who just ran the fast lap of the race and then did it again. 106.922. Seth Carr, absolutely mental laps out here, just putting him down. And Rogers goes back to work trying to run down Siebold. Padani's still sitting right there. And this is only, I think, going to help maybe Carter to get back into a position where he can challenge for a podium.
Yeah, I do think everything that happens up front, you don't really care if Seth Carr runs away with it because you can just end up, like you said, getting on the podium a second or third. Honestly, anything in the top 5 is going to be fine for points. It's such a long championship. These guys are so good. Yeah, he wants the 5P and maybe the win is going to be out of touch, but every time you see one of these guys go down or get into a nice little battle, that's only helping the guys behind him. So that's exactly what he's praying for. But Tanner Rogers, honestly, still up here having such a strong ride. You said he won the heat. Was it a heat or did he win the LCQ?
No, he won the heat.
So he won heat too, I think.
Yeah, that was the heat where everybody went down on the first lap and he had like a 10-second lead.
Yeah, he was absolutely ripping, but able to keep it consistent as we just saw one big mistake right there, loses a spot. But Stevenson right behind him, it's not just like, I feel like in past times we'd be like, oh, Stevenson's coming up, he's got pressure. No, Rogers has held strong. When you're sitting inside for 10 minutes inside a podium spot, you're no slouch and you're absolutely ripping on this track. So Stevenson's going to have to put some work in here.
By the way, Tyler Mack on YouTube wanted to know, Stevenson running the 24 this year. So what does Colby Eaglin's new career number? Well, he selected number 4 because he won a national championship. Jeremy Smith, who had the number 4 from 2013 to 2025, did not earn enough points last year to retain it, and it was relinquished. So then Eagland selected the number 4. We won't see it till outdoors, of course, but he is now your number 4 machine. And that's going to be interesting to see for sure, someone other than Jeremy Smith running it. But how about the number 6 of Seth Carr just absolutely laying it down out front, 10-second lead. Fastest lap of the race yet again, 106.7. He is just racing himself at this point, and then goes 106.9 to follow it up. I mean, he's
just memeing up here.
Insane laps. Let's just go on board and watch
6'9", 6'7", 6'9", back to back, just crushing it for the kids. We're Unk.
We are Unk for sure, but I mean, just look at this. Watch him go
Oh!
to work. Jumps off the track. Who cares? Go through the tough blocks. It'll probably slow him down coming into the corner.
Look at how easy it is for him to get off that tabletop when he makes that 90 steps on that little, what do you even call the step tabletop? And then he's just, the way he can manipulate his rider body in this game and like get those seat bounces. I feel like the first person to be able to really do that and hit big lines was like Alexis Leclerc, but when he's able to jump onto these tabletops right here, watch him step off and perfectly get his bike down in that little gap, downsiding everything. He's so smooth. It's just absolutely unreal.
Just so smooth too with the way that he approaches how he attacks his track. It's just kind of connecting every line together and making it one kind of fluid motion around the racetrack instead of a lot of little ones. A 107.2.
He went off the track.
With going off the track, still trying to get through the lappers, but hey, 13.6 seconds, one fall off crash away from getting things really interesting again here. So you won't want to miss this final 8.5 minutes plus a lap still to go. Siebold, his teammate, in second. Padani third. Carter trying to get to Padani to make it a district design sweep of the podium. He just got around Hayden Stevenson to move into that 4 spot, and he's on the charge, but I really do think that it is not going to be enough to get the job done here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's I think it's just too little too late. I mean, a little over the halfway mark of this race, but it's just so far back. You can't, when these guys, not only do they have the elite speed, Seth Carr is throwing down the fastest lap of the race like every other lap. It's the fact that they can do that and be so consistent and so smooth. So you have a couple bad laps early on, you get into a little battle because you don't get a perfect start, and then you just completely screw yourself. And then the race is just unachievable. So maybe one more crash after that and you're just out of touch. They're not that far off the lead. 21 seconds, that's 2 crashes. So if he fell on the start and fell once in the race, that's where he'd be if he ran perfect along with the leader. So it's just crazy that is the level of the 450 class now. As Braden Carter said, it's one of the most stacked fields he's ever seen. And I think it's true with how good at the game that these guys are.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough in this day and age to win races when you find the ground. These guys can do 20 minutes plus a lap without crashing and with very minimal mistakes, as we're seeing with Seth Carr out front, just putting in the laps, pulling away, making it look easy. And we did also see a mistake out of Padani, went off the track. We didn't quite see where, but he did go off the track, and Carter was able to get by. So now it is a District Designs 1, 2, 3, as it's Carr, Siebold, and Carter running in line right here. And the only one of them that's not a 450 Supercross champ is currently leading this race and looks pretty good about it too, as Carter does a techie little line getting up top right there. That was pretty cool. There's Padani in fourth. Shirley has climbed all the way to fifth, though. He is kind of hanging tough with Carter here. Gonna lose a spot back to the 24 of Hayden Stevenson, though. But Shirley kind of putting together a solid main event right now.
Yeah, I think this is it's really impressive. Ooh, as he moves up the inside,
Ooh.
Gets a little weird landing, trying to brake too hard to not slam him, and isn't able to make the pass work. But I think this is really good. What you'd expect as a small mistake there by Stevenson, and he makes the pass, is no matter what happens in this race, you're Seth Shirley. You made the main event. You can go down on the start. You can do whatever. You know you have the speed. Your goal is to get in the top 5, minimize points loss, and he just did it right here, right now. And so the next person I'm looking at on the leaderboard is Colby Eaglin, running around in 7th. He's a little bit further back, but that should be his goal. You're the past champion. Oh, he hits the pixie stick.
Hayden Stevenson is stuck, and don't crash your game. Oh, man, those things are brutal sometimes. Fortunately, gets going back behind Luke Sullivan. What that did just do, though, is promote Colby Eaglin up to 6th. He's only about 3 seconds behind Seth Shirley. He went from down on lap number 1 to maybe still sneaking into the top 5 by the end of this. So the defending champ, bad in a way opening round to maybe not end up on the box, but a very good salvage ride nonetheless.
Yeah, kind of what I was saying is I think you look at Johnny Padani in 4th right now, Shirley in 5th, and Eaglin. I think they're hoping that Padani and maybe his less experience being up front, maybe he fades away in the next 5 minutes plus a lap. And if Seth Shirley, Colby Eaglin, Braden Carter, Seth Carr, and Siebold are the top 5 at Anaheim 1, that's exactly what you'd expect in any order. All of these guys need to, as a small mistake there, all of those guys, they should be walking away saying, I won A1 because I made the main. You could be Alexis Leclerc and not make it, and your championship is pretty much over. You could be falling over and over and getting 15th and only gaining a couple points. You are still in it just as much as anything, as long as you're in the top 5. So that, if I was Colby Eaglin, would be my goal.
Yep, and he's done a very good job, like we said, of collecting the pieces where they laid and making something out of it when it really could have been so much worse than what it ends up being. Really good rides all around the board for the top 5, though, and it really, I feel like underratedly so. Johnny Padani, running in the 4th spot, hasn't lost touch with Braden Carter just yet. He's only about 3 seconds behind him, and we know Padani has the speed, but in a way, I don't know that I would have expected him to be 4th in the 450 class at A1. Like, he looks very smooth and consistent. And aside from like a mistake or two, he would probably be on the box tonight.
Yeah, no, he looks great. And I don't want to like diminish that when I said like they're hoping for him to be the one to fall out. But we wouldn't expect him to really be here out of this group that's in the top 6. So awesome ride by him, avoiding lappers. Siebold down in that matching gear of Seth Carr, but on the number 10 machine. So he loses it. Padani back to a podium spot. Siebold in the 4th. Only 5 seconds clear of Shirley behind him, but then another 6 to Eaglin. So pretty clean here. I think Siebold needs to turn around, set his sights back on Padani, and regain that podium spot.
Yep, trying to get that district sweep. Siebold's got to get back up there and make it happen, as Braden Carter has moved into 2nd place. So it's Carr, Carter, Padani, Siebold, Eaglin now in 5th place. He has passed Seth Shirley, so we missed that, but there it is. Actually looks so it's pretty close. He must have just got it done. Shirley's going to try to fight back on him. This is not over yet for the top 5. Eaglin salvage job. Shirley also coming through the field as well. Both these guys should feel good about their rides tonight, but they would love a top 5 on top of it.
Yeah. Oh, Eaglin getting into a lapper, but still able to hold on. Double singles to the inside. Seth Shirley is able to get the drive from tripling to the outside, get back around him, but this battle is not over. These two are fairly evenly matched here, and we're going to see as this thing kind of dwindles down, who can push it the hardest, and if anyone in front of them can make mistakes. Looks like Shirley almost did. It made Colby Eaglin back off a little bit there, but man, this race is it's pretty crazy for having a runaway at the front. We're having at least some good battles and some good start to the championship for this 450 class.
Yeah, and with how tight the margins are in this 450 class, some of these points are really going to matter when we get down the stretch. Like in 5th place and getting an extra point here tonight could mean the difference between, right in that title fight all the way to the end, or, even just as simple as battling it out for some different position in the championship than P1, if you really care that much about that. As Shirley almost gets hit by a lapper. I don't know who this is on that Phil's bike, but he's all over the place right now. Finally allows these guys to get by, and Shirley and Eaglin are able to continue their battle. But it's not over yet. 18 and a half minutes in, a minute and a half left on the clock. Shirley going for a ride and goes down in the whoops.
And I bet you if you're Braden Carter in 2nd place right now, you would pray that happens maybe once or twice to Seth Carr, as that lead is down to 17 seconds out front. But Shirley dropping out there, and he's going to be the one just shy of this top 5 if he keeps it how it is. Guess what the next guy on the track is, Kellen?
Spencer Turley, baby. What's up, my dudes?
Frickin' Turley, dude. Look how close he is, too.
I know. He's just hanging tight with these guys as if he never left the game. It is unreal to see the speed that he still has in this game in this day and age. Like we said, we both raced him. I certainly had plenty of run-ins with him over my career, and here he is a decade more later still out there with the best of them going at it. Looks like Colby Eaglin is trying to get to Seabolt, but he's dealing with a lot of lappers, and that's probably going to cause his charge forward to really slow. So it seems pretty spread apart at this point, and all we have left at this point is to wave the white flag, wave the checker flag, and hand the red plate to this guy, Seth Carr.
Yeah, and at least we know we will see the white flag next time around with the over 1 minute lap times. Easier to do the math a little bit when you see where they're at on the track. Seth Carr completely dominant start to finish in this race. Looking so good here in the main event. And honestly, why do they always go off the track right when I say how good they look and how consistent they've been? But I would be worried if I was one of the other guys. You maybe had a bad start or whatever. You were able to get up in the 5th, if you're Colby Eaglin, but you're also 40 seconds down off of Seth Carr. Domination. Don't know if he had to fall off the whole race, right? If he did, a couple small mistakes. But, I mean, that's how you win these races. These guys are so consistent. As he comes around here, taking the white flag. One more lap to go. Round 1, 2026 Supercross Series here at Anaheim.
Well, the momentum certainly was carried in from outdoors. The championship that he won did well in the playoffs as well. But it's all so easy to think that will continue 3 months later in Anaheim, and it almost never does. We've seen so many times where the outdoor guys just don't make it happen. Tyler Lang, Payson Johnson, heck, even Alexis Leclerc and all of his outdoor titles could never really roll it into momentum in Supercross. But Seth Carr looks like he is still firing on all cylinders and in it for this 450 championship in Supercross in 2026. A dominant performance here at the opening round. Lap traffic aplenty to deal with here on this final lap, but he's just going to play it safe. He doesn't have to prove anything. He's got himself a comfortable 15-second lead on the 4-time champ, Braden Carter, and it's going to be one of his biggest rivals this year that he's going to have to go up against, and Carter has to sit on it for a week, realizing that at his home track, he just got straight up beat by the fastest rider in the game right now. Here it is, folks, your Anaheim 1 winner for 2025. Seth Carr gets it done here tonight.
Ooh. Maybe disconnect, buddy. Almost ends himself. There used to be a really strict rule of stop riding after because you don't want to end the race or affect the race. Everyone spread out. Braden Carter here holds on to 2nd place. Big gap, though. Could not complete the 5 year in a row of winning Anaheim. Amazing ride by Johnny Padani here. 3rd place as he finishes 1 lap ahead of Max Crank right there on the Deegan replica. Great ride by him. 4th place. Going to be coming around Jeremy Seabolt right there as he comes across. Colby Eaglin, top 5. And just missing out, Seth Shirley is P6 right here from that top 5. Where we thought he would finish, but honestly, great rides by all these guys. Luke Sullivan here in a battle with Turley.
Turley's going for it. Does he cross him up in the final corner? He's just going to rip the berm. Woo! It's close, but
That's-
it's going to be Sully by 0.3 of a second.
Down the cuts, though. This track
Yep.
is hell on cuts.
It is. And Hubbard comes back.